came out of nowhere, because I guess they did, right? Like they say in LA that once the winds pick up, like any little thing in the hills and the palace, up in the Palisades, like any little thing can spark a fire, and then once those winds pick up, everything is so dry that immediately it's just a major risk, and it's nuts that it's in these areas where people are paying huge amounts of money to live in these houses where, but I guess that's LA, right? Like, people like being in LA so much, and they like the weather, and they like the industry, and they like all that they deal with the fact that they're always at the risk of wildfires, and earthquakes are just normal. Like, these are things that in New York you don't even really think about. I mean, I guess we had fires in Jersey, like last year at some point, but nothing like this. Nothing even close to this. We're looking at an aerial shot from a plane of what it looks like, and it really puts into context how that whole coastal area is just ablaze. I guess like yesterday morning it started. Like what'd they say, around like 9 or 10 in the morning LA time, and it just started, and instantly, like they put out the evacuation order. I think they said like by the afternoon, by 2 or 3 p.m., like 30,000 people had been evacuated. I think by 2 or 3 p.m. yesterday, like 10,000 houses were gone. It's really crazy when you look at it, how fragile the ecosystem is. Los Angeles firefighters are running out of water as they battle growing wildfires, is the report. And I guess that it's the winds, like just severe windstorms came in, and that's all you need. Like, they don't know how the fires started. And you say fires because I guess it started with this fire in the Palisades. And forgive me, we're an East Coast show. We don't know anything about the geography of California. But it started up in the Palisades, but there's like 2 other separate wildfires nearby-ish, but that are also going at the same time. So everybody is just trying to figure out what to do. I think luckily most people evacuated. But you look, and I mean, it looks like, and it's such a weird scene because you see these people, and from their perspective, they're just like out in front of an LA Fitness, like out in a strip mall. LA is full of strip malls. They're just out in a strip mall. It's as modern and consumeristic as anything has ever been. And then just in the distance, it looks like there's a dinosaur era volcano erupting behind it because everything is just burning. I saw there's schools burning. I think the nursing homes have been evacuated, and they're even saying the prisons are on high alert, right? They haven't evacuated prisons. I don't even know how that works. Where do you take all the prisoners? But they said that the prisons are on high alert because I guess you can't just leave them in there while everything burns. Doesn't seem right.
But you also can't be like, all right, listen.
Don't go anywhere. You can go.
Just go outside.
No, yeah. Look, here's the good news. We're giving you extra walking time.
But when the fire is over, you have to come back.
You guys can go, and we'll have buses. You have to come back after the fires, and we will tell you, okay?
You have to promise.
I mean, it's nuts. You look at, is this just from someone's backyard?
That's James Woods.
Oh, yeah, James Woods was tweeting out that his house is literally burning down. He was tweeting, and you're, I mean, it's the type of fire where it looks like there's a filter over the video. Everything is like this orangey browny hue, and there's so much ash falling from everywhere that it almost looks like it's a snowstorm. But you're outside at this pool. It's really crazy, and it really does show you what is actually possible. This is the Earth doing what the Earth does. No matter what we do, no matter what we build, no matter how much we try to take land and turn it into this is what the Earth does when it decides it's time to do it. Dave in California. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on there, Sam? Hey, this deal with the fires, I know it wouldn't stop everything, but everything is, if you decide to build in the desert, in those hills there, in those mountains, if you're going to live there, you're not allowed to even clean the undergrowth. It's dry stuff that's around your houses. I'm not saying it would stop everything, but it would minimize it. You're not allowed to clean out tumbleweeds, certain type of brush. All that stuff should be cleaned out. If you're going to live in those areas, those need to be managed, and that would help a lot. And it's the desert, and there's no water. All these tanks are empty.
Right.
So this is just going to burn until it's burnt out to Malibu, and it's heading a little bit more south, so you cannot stop that stuff. So one of the main reasons in California the fires happen, even in the forest, we're not allowed to manage the forest because all the environmental stuff, you can't cut stuff around towns. Certain radiuses around certain buildings, you can't do it. Up to 100 feet it should be. It should be 400 feet.
So,
but you can't do it.
Are you from what part of California are you from? Are you from the area that's being...
I'm in Northern California, but that happens here. There's certain areas in the Bay Area, over by San Mateo, San Francisco area, there's houses built into the ridges up there. And I go driving through there to go to the coast, and there's so much undergrowth that needs to be cleaned out, because that's just waiting to happen here too.
So are you saying that people who live up there like need to manage their land and aren't, or they're not allowed to?
There's certain stuff that you can't cut.
Wow.
So you're not allowed to. But if I owned a house up there, I would have that sucker mowed down all around 400 feet around my property.
I mean,
I owned some acreage.
I'd build a moat. Right? I'd build a deep moat around my house, because it's like, I mean, thank you, Dave, because it's exactly that, right? It's like you're living out in the desert. It's almost always like paradise. Like, it looks like it couldn't exist. These houses and these views are so beautiful, but the reason it looks like it can't exist is because this is the risk. When it goes bad, it goes really bad. And we're looking at a map. You can kind of see, like, that's the Palisades fire, but when you zoom out, you can see, like, the Eaton fire and the Hearst fire. Like, those are the three big fires going, and they almost make like a triangulation, which seems really bad. And they say that, I think that the worst of the winds were supposed to stop right around now. I think that they were saying around 5 a.m. LA time, which is right around now, is when the winds were supposed to stop. But, I mean, maybe that will stop it from spreading as rapidly. But you got to stop it from burning. I mean, that's the whole thing. This is nuts. This video has been around Twitter a bit. And maybe we should tweet this from our account. Like, this is like movie stuff. And
this is real.
It is real. Because, I mean, I saw it.
It's on, like, news sites now.
I saw it, and Troy saw it. And we were both like, I know that there's a lot of fake stuff on Twitter, and this looks like it should be fake, but also this is what's happening out there. There's a video of a guy, and it's basically like the dog's in the house, which is crazy to me. And it's shot from his living room kitchen area, but it's all windows around, and you just see flames are literally, I mean, what would you say?
He's trapped
10 feet away from his window.
Yeah.
And you wonder if it's one of those things. I know they said that which museum is it? The Getty. It's not the Getty Museum. It's the Getty Villa, where they keep a bunch of stuff from the Getty Museum. They've said in the Getty Villa they have this, like, it's a very controlled architecture. Nice. Yeah. They make it feel so good. It's fur on the sides. It's soothing architecture, where I guess it's designed to make sure that everything in there not only doesn't burn down, but also isn't affected by smoke. But I don't see how a person could live in a house constructed like that, especially when it's made of all this glass.
No.
Is there any story about how this guy, did he just not evacuate and he's like, I'm stuck, or is he convinced his house is fireproof?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'll look.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. It's wild.
And it's moved, and they said, I think when I was reading it at, I don't know, it was probably the middle of the afternoon, they said
people are saying on X that they got out safely.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But they were saying by like 2 or 3 in the afternoon that it had already gone across almost 1,500 acres, and now it's more like 2,000 or 3,000 acres that this thing is just swept across. It's
about 3,000 acres now.
3,000 acres of land, and it's like it's residential land. It's neighborhoods, houses, schools, everything. It's such a crazy, scary thing to see.
I saw something last night. It was moving at like 2 to 3 football fields a minute.
A minute.
Yeah.
Wow. You know it's moving fast because they're saying one of the problems is, and it's not for as many natural disaster risks as LA has, it feels like it's really not built for them because there's constant traffic, because of the location, because of the environment. But they were saying a lot of the emergency vehicles, especially up there in the hills, couldn't get through because not only was there traffic, but then like Troy said, the fires were moving so quickly that people were just like, fuck it. And they just got out of their cars. They abandoned their cars and they just left. That scene, remember that awful Julia Roberts movie on Netflix where the only good part was when the Teslas came alive?
Pretty Woman?
Yeah, that movie stunk. That could never happen. I've tried it so many times. You take them shopping, they take your credit card, they never come back. It's the worst. No, you know that where they're in the apocalypse and the Teslas come alive?
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Well, you and Jim both said it was terrible.
It was terrible.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, it's horrible. But the best part was the Teslas came alive. This scene is exactly that scene. When the first car I saw was a Tesla that had just been abandoned on the highway.
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind is the movie. I'm waiting for the Tesla to just wake up and go like, I'll save the day. I have water tanks. So people abandoned their cars. And I was reading that there were some that just decided to just start walking towards the ocean and just get as close to the ocean as possible. And then, because that's the safest place, and then figure it out once they get to the beach. Like they don't know where to go or anything. They didn't realize they'd be moving this fast, but their cars are up there. A lot of them decided for whatever reason, I don't want to get robbed. Let me take my keys with me. So it's just, yeah.
I'll grab the car later.
I'm going to come back because that's my car. And so the fire department had to call in bulldozers to get to the highway and to push cars out of the way to make a path for fire trucks. It's the least convenient thing that any of these people who left their cars, this is obviously their neighborhood, and they created a blockade.
I think it was gridlocked.
Yeah,
they were trying to get out.
And they couldn't, so they were just like, see ya.
Yeah.
And none of these people have bulldozer insurance.
No.
So you're not going to be able to file a claim.
Where'd you leave your car? On the highway. The highway. Well, it's just because a lot of people had done it. Yeah, I left it on the highway.
I got caught up in the whole thing. I saw other people leaving their cars.
And where'd you? No, keys were in my pocket. I brought because you have the keyless ignition now, so you don't think you leave the keys in your pocket when you're driving. I left the keys in my pocket. What can I tell you? And
then there were people.
Well, this was crazy. I'm glad there's a video of it because this is another thing I read. I said, there's no way. But of course, because it's LA, there's celebrities that are sprinkled throughout this story. And our pal, who's been on the show, was there to save the day. Who is it? But Steve Guttenberg. Of all people, Steve Guttenberg goes, I'm hearing about these cars. Get out of the way. I'm going to start jacking people's cars. Yes.
Free cars.
Free cars. He said, I'm looking for whatever cars I can find that have the keys still in them, and I'm going to move them. And they said, where are you going to move them to? He said, don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's an emergency here. Why is it taking you so long to move every car? There's an emergency. Why are you asking these questions? Was this him on the news?
Yeah.
On KTLA?
Yeah.
Jacking cars?
Important announcement I wonder if I could just make. Here on Palisades Drive, if anybody has a car and they leave the keys in the car so that we can move your car so that these fire trucks can get up Palisades Drive.
Yeah.
What's happening is people take their keys with them as if they're in a parking lot. This is not a parking lot. We really need people to move their cars. So if you leave your car on Palisades Drive, leave the key in there so a guy like me can move your cars and get them up there so so that these fire trucks can get up there. It's really, really important.
Thank you for talking to us live, sir. What's your name?
My name is Steve Gutenberg.
This asshole. He's like, you know, in that movie, thank you for talking to us. What's your name? You gotta be kidding me. Three men and a baby? Nothing? Nothing.
Good for him for being like Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
And not like, I'm just Steve from the neighborhood.
He's like looking at this news guy going like, you don't understand. You have a whole meme here? Nothing. What's my name? I'm Steve Gutenberg. You know, Steve Gutenberg. What's your name?
Thank you for talking to us live, sir. What's your name?
My name is Steve Gutenberg.
Steve, do you live in this area?
I live in the area. I live
Steve.
Still doesn't know.
Who is this guy? Who did they hire?
Still doesn't know.
Who's in LA? They don't know who Steve Gutenberg is? I thought you're supposed to know the movers and the shakers.
Maybe they're sending out young interns on this.
I mean, this guy's obviously too young to know.
Yeah, I mean,
what are you talking about? My kids are well educated on Steve Gutenberg.
They know the Goots.
Of course they know who the Goots is. I'm not going to send them to school. They go to a public school. They need to know what's going on. I'm not going to send them to school and have them not know who Steve Gutenberg is, put them in a position like this. This guy's so insulting.
I mean, to be honest, when was the last time Steve Gutenberg had a good movie?
I mean,
it's at least
neither here nor
35 years.
But the movies that were good were really good.
Yeah. But I mean,
he's moving cars.
He's a nice guy. I'm not saying he's not a nice guy. He's not doing a good job.
He's got his own fire hose.
Oh yeah, we know about that. I mean, that's neither here nor there.
That's what I thought he was doing.
Putting out the fire.
Volunteering.
Yeah.
I got a hose, guys.
Put this thing. Yeah. Put this thing on the hydrant. I can't believe that guy didn't know Steve Gutenberg. He's sitting there talking to Steve Gutenberg. This is the biggest move in this guy's career.
And how can you possibly live out here?
He's like, I thought it. Yeah, the guy's like, I thought everybody that lived out here was in the entertainment industry. What is it that you do for a living? Well, I'm Steve Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve, do you live in this area?
I live in the area. I live right up the hill, and thank goodness everybody back. But I have friends up there right now, and they can't evacuate because it's stuck on Palisades Drive.
Yeah, and you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
Somebody told him. Somebody told him. You're an actor. What do you do? Like what? Movies, TV. What are you? What are you? An actor?
You got a YouTube series?
I thought. Yeah. Are you a streamer?
Somebody definitely.
Do you know Kai Sennett?
Someone definitely got in his earpiece.
Oh yeah.
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve fucking Gutenberg. That's Steve fucking Gutenberg.
Ask him if Tom Selleck's okay.
Yeah. Is that mustache flammable? Looks a little dry. I'm talking about Selleck's, you know? Yeah, I was surprised that Steve Gutenberg didn't go, yeah, I got friends that live up there. They're also famous actors. Also,
I have fellow actors,
you know,
that can't get out of their home.
There are more beloved, famous Hollywood actors, not just me, who live up there. You know, Steve Gutenberg.
Poor Steve Gutenberg.
He needs that. He needs that right now. He's in a panic. His neighborhood's on fire. He's doing the right thing. He's like, guys, can you please not leave cars with no keys parked here? We can't move them. And then the news guy goes, who the hell are you? He's like, I'm Steve Gutenberg, dude.
He's finally putting all that police academy training to use.
This guy never saw the police academy.
Never.
No.
Police academy was a staple. A staple.
He never saw Police Academy 2.
What? Oh, I mean, and especially an LA news reporter, you would think, yeah, even if you're young, these Los Angeles people should be raised understanding the history of the entertainment industry.
Plus, this guy's probably trying to be an actor, too.
Of course he is. There's not one news person in Los Angeles that said, one day I want to be a news person. All of them went from actor to waiter to news person. That's the track. Yes. To be a reporter on KTLA or any of the local LA news stations, you go actor, then actor/waiter, then waiter, then news person. And this guy doesn't know who Steve Gutenberg is. No wonder he didn't make it.
You're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
Okay, now you look familiar. You look familiar to me now.
Yeah.
So, sir, do you have family up there? I was just talking to that gentleman here.
Yeah,
too late, you bastard.
No, you may not have a photo.
Oh, you look familiar to me now. Oh, great. Great. The neighborhood's on fire and you don't know who the hell I am.
I look familiar now that somebody told you in your ear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, now I know who you are. Good for you.
Name a movie.
My house is burning down and my career means nothing. So thanks for the terrible news. Any other questions? I'm going to go back to moving cars. Drive it right off a bridge.
Up there. I was just talking to that gentleman. He has a mom who's stuck up in the hills.
Yeah, there are people stuck up there. So we're trying to clear Palisade Drive, and I'm walking up there as far as I can.
By the way, that gentleman you were just talking to, that's Rob Lowe. You're just talking to Christian Slater, okay? How do you not know who any of us are?
Literally.
That's Christian Slater.
Hard Harry?
Yes.
Happy Harry Hard-On?
Yeah. You've never seen Pump Up the Volume. You're in media. You've never seen Pump Up the Volume, not once.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on. It's Robin Hood's brother. You're talking right to him. You don't know who he is. Oh, this guy. I hate him.
But I'm walking up there as far as I
can. You pause for a second? I was just looking. This is not fair. They're covering the fires, okay? There's something really serious going on. We're having fun with the Steve Guttenberg thing. Look at the headline scroll.
Oh.
Why would you put it there?
Hulk Hogan booed at WWE Raw in Inglewood. Well, it's local news.
You don't need to tell people Hulk Hogan was booed while they're watching the fire coverage.
It happened in Inglewood.
Everybody knows. Why are you making... It's not fair. They're not fair to Hulk Hogan.
And the next story is fire erupts in Santa Ana.
Just stick to the fires. What happened to L.A.? All the 80s icons are just being completely trashed and besmirched.
I mean, that was big news in all honesty.
Big news.
Hogan being booed?
Yes.
He really got booed.
And he looked fucked up from it.
Well, no, I think he was fucked up because he was like, man, why are they booing Jimmy Hart like this? Jimmy, man, I don't know.
Sorry, buddy.
I guess they don't like you anymore. I think
He had a buzz going from that great American beer.
Yeah, that's true.
A real American beer.
That's true. And he was watching The Undertaker, listening to Kid Rock going, what?
How come they like him?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Support the same guy.
I'm sorry.
Walking up there as far as I can, moving cars. But people don't take their keys with them as if it's a parking lot. There are families up there. There are pets up there. There are people who really need help.
And you told us that this is one of those situations. We have seen this. People are not able to move. We were in our live truck. We couldn't even move. They told us to bust a U-turn. I've never seen traffic this slow.
Well, of course, we've got a huge fire up there. We got huge winds right now. And it's really important for people to help each other. It's really important for everybody to band together. And don't worry about your personal property. Just get out. Get your loved ones and get out. I have friends up there that can't get out right now.
Start name dropping.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
They've been given.
Good for you, Steve Guttenberg.
Tell me, what do you think is worse for the neighborhood? People slowing down the process by leaving cars with no keys, or people slowing down the process by taking rescue workers and extending the interview way too long because they just found out they're talking to a famous actor? Tell me.
Yeah, that would have been wrapped up like a minute ago.
I mean, it would have been done. And he's like, well, you're famous, so could you speak on that? Also, may I have your autograph?
Good for Steve Guttenberg.
I mean, good. You're right.
He's out there doing it.
He's out there doing it. He maintained his composure. We got to get Steve back on the show. And we got to relaunch this guy's career. Do you have Tarantino's number? Because if we could get Tarantino to cast Steve Guttenberg as maybe a bodyguard, maybe, I don't know, something where he's like a tough guy but has a quirky side to him, we could really revamp Goots. Until he does Battlefield Earth, then we're screwed. Scott in Worcester?
Yeah, I heard where the whole fire started. It was in this electronics store. Somebody knocked over, they were having a little trouble with their leg. They knocked over some paint thinner, and then it just started this big fire.
Oh, no. That's true, huh? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sleeping Larry's?
Thank you, Scott.
It may have been, Jim's not here, but I got to try at least trick Troy and get to it.
Yeah, now we're just going to have to enjoy the references.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Kevin in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I don't know if you want Steve Guttenberg parking cars. Do you remember the way Police Academy started when he went up on two wheels?
They should have been feeding that news guy stuff like that. I don't know. Police Academy started with you, and he's like, "What? You bringing up Police Academy now?"
He goes up on two wheels and parks them next to each other. I mean, I don't know if I want him parking my car.
No, you're 100% right. Thank you, Kevin. I wonder if Goots realized the irony of that people would be thinking about when he was parking cars in Police Academy. You're an actor, right? Yeah. But that's besides the point. Don't bring up, because people start thinking Police Academy. Yeah. Just don't bring it up. We're being serious. Mike in Florida.
Hey, what's up, Sammy?
What's up, bud?
Do we think that these fires are God smiting the people of California for booing Hulk Hogan?
You think God was on Hulk Hogan's side?
I mean, God is clearly a Hulkamaniac. How much more proof do you need?
Well, he says his prayers. That's one of the commandments of Hulkamania. So I guess that's a good point.
Of course it is. This is God being a vengeful God right now.
It's very possible. And then the news puts on while we're covering the fires, we're going to also mention everybody booed Hulk. Yeah.
This is a prediction that I think this was like a Quanstra dumbass thing that you guys didn't catch, and he predicted this actually.
It feels like that. Yeah, it feels like, thank you, Mike. This is one of those, it feels very apocalyptic when you look at the footage and everything happening. Wow. And they still don't know who started it. Somewhere there's a kid that, was just playing with matches or lighting off fireworks or something that is absolutely petrified.
Or a cigarette. Sometimes they just throw a cigarette.
They just flick a cigarette butt, out the window or something, right? Not Spencer Pratt and Heidi.
Yeah, their house is gone.
Wow.
He was just watching it burn yesterday.
Oh. Dude. What do you do? Because obviously,
too.
Yeah, you got.
You were talking about what he's
Spencer Pratt specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess you got to do the hills again. Yeah, I was thinking about that when you realize these fires are coming. We have to evacuate. You have to just. Everything is obviously replaceable, but some of your shit has memory attached to it. And you have to tell your kids the same thing. Everybody just grab a couple of things, because you're just getting in your car. You can't grab all your shit. You got to go right now. What Troy just said, they said, it's moving by 2 or 3 football fields a minute, so we're leaving right now. Because his robot was being chased. What do you...
Grab your Teen Choice Awards, I guess.
Yeah, I got a big piece of the aggro, Craig. You grab that. Yeah, I don't know what I would...
Do you have a safe? We have a safe.
I have a fireproof box.
Okay, yes.
That has those,
but that only has our important documents.
Yeah. Is there any item?
I can't put my cat in there.
You could.
I could.
You could. Patrick Bateman would get it done. Yeah, but is there any, I'm trying to, would I have the wherewithal to think to myself,
I got to get that McFoley shirt.
How'd you know where I was going? He only wore the green shirt once, and it was in a WrestleMania main event. Would I remember to grab the Mick Foley shirt, or would I be sitting in the Spencer Pratt scenario in my car watching my house burn down and then go, oh, no! Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. And would that be the thing? Because if I grab the Mick Foley shirt, it's in a big frame. I can't...
That's the only thing you can bring.
I can't really bring anything else. It would take,
Unless you just break the frame and put the shirt on.
That's true. I could wear the shirt and grab a couple other things. If I wore Mick Foley's shirt, JBL's cowboy hat, I'm just no, I'm wearing this stuff, so I can still carry stuff.
Don't you have Gold Dust costume?
Yeah.
You should put that on, too.
But it's on a mannequin. It would take a long time to take off the mannequin and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be really in a pickle.
It's scary to think about.
It really is. Seriously, when you think about, what are you going to grab real quick? And you have to explain to your kids, too, when you have young kids, their first instinct is just going to be to grab whatever toy they just got. And it's no, don't. You're going to get tired of this in one day. Don't just grab the thing you just bought.
Think about that's my Bruno toy.
Yeah, I just got it. I need. No, get your stuff from when you were a baby. No, I'm not a baby anymore. TJ in Cleveland.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, man.
Hey, I just think Gutenberg feels guilty. I read an X post about he was playing around with his robot Johnny, and his shoulder firing laser was going off in the backyard. May have started it.
Yeah, do you think Johnny Five comes with them, or do you think would they have a van big enough for Johnny Five, or would they leave Johnny Five and what's his name? What was the actor who played the guy with the glasses that we've had on the show?
This is going to kill me.
I know. I thought it'd be a sick ref, and then I lost his name. Thank you, TJ. You're right.
You're talking about that number Johnny Five.
Yeah, doing the accent, which was like not his accent at all.
You're talking about Fisher Stevens?
Fisher Stevens,
Yep.
not his nationality. Like, no, but you look like it. It's fine.
Respected actor.
It's the 80s. You look like it. Just do that. Yeah, would Fisher Stevens stay behind with Johnny Five, or would he try to bring Johnny Five with him? But Johnny Five's alive. Not really. See you later. Man, it's scary to think about. Because, of course, you're going to, I think your instinct would be to just grab your family and your pets. You got to grab Toots and just get the hell out of there. I think Mike Montone would probably have an Eric Cartman doll.
I did. It's on my bookshelf in the office.
Yeah, you'd have
in my office.
You'd have to grab it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That and probably the Lisa Ann pocket pussy. All of my other accoutrement.
She gave it to me. She was on the show. It's like, okay, Mike, let's get in the car.
Celebrity memorabilia.
Whatever. If we can evacuate now, take it if you want.
I mean, just living it. It's so beautiful there, but it's like if it's not a mudslide, it's a hurricane, earthquake, or the fires. It's like
and the thing too is, at least like the worst thing that's going to happen in New York or other spots is like hurricanes. Like, and Florida is a victim of hurricanes too. But you usually have, whether you believe them or not, 2 or 3 days heads up to go like, hey, it's hurricane season. You knew it was hurricane season, and we got a big one coming. So get the hell out of there. And maybe you leave, maybe you stay on your boat. That's up to you.
Yeah.
But this stuff, earthquakes, fires like this, mudslides like you said, they kind of come out of nowhere, and you never know when it's going to be the big one.
Yeah.
Like most of the earthquakes, don't do anything. They're so used to it. But you just never know when, and nobody knows. It's not like they can tell you in advance, hey, just so you know, on Tuesday, there's going to be a massive earthquake. It's going to be windy, so there are going to be huge wildfires everywhere. You just never know, and then all of a sudden, there it is. It's really a nuts thing.
You live anywhere nice, you're fucked.
That's the trade-off.
You have to just go live in Minnesota.
Middle of the country.
On a farm.
Oh, sounds great, honestly.
It really does.
I mean, what about, like, I feel like Colorado's fine. The mountains are usually fine. You get snow, but
they got all those gangs.
Oh, that's right.
Are there Colorado gangs?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're taking over the apartment complex.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
You're fucked anywhere you go.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Maybe it's a good thing Trump is going to get Greenland. Maybe we could all go there.
To Greenland?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, he said he'll get it through military force.
Okay, well, as long as we have somewhere to live.
They said, President Trump, you can promise that you're not going to take Greenland through military force, right? He said, no, I can't promise that at all. I was like, that's terrifying.
Why would I promise that?
Of course I can't promise that. Like, no. Is it Trump talking about Greenland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw this, and it was like, so Greenland is a territory, like Denmark has Greenland.
Yeah.
Like I see, this Trump's plan to take all these international spots. Like he wants to take the Gulf of Mexico, right?
Well, he just wants to rename it.
But it's not ours.
No, it's nobody's.
Right. You can't just...
It's international waters.
Technically, I get we could rename it, like in America.
He could call it whatever the hell he wants.
And I think if he calls it that, a lot of people will call it that. Remember, after 9/11, we renamed French fries.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still call them freedom fries. I do. So you could, I guess, call it the Gulf of America.
Yeah, technically he could. He could call it the Gulf of Trump if he wants to.
I'm surprised he didn't. But then he also said, like, he's... And then I saw... So he says he's going to rename it. It's going to be the Gulf of America, which I don't see logistically how that's going to happen. But maybe, like we've been talking about, merging with Canada. Justin Trudeau fired back. He goes, no, you're not going to do that. Good comeback, dude.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Nailed him.
Governor Trudeau?
That's what he called him. And then, he said he's going to grab Greenland just because, it'll be easier to get goods and stuff like that if we take all these territories.
Yeah.
And they said, you're talking about making a deal, right? This was the moment.
Please.
President, thank you. Wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal, so forth. Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little?
That's an easy one.
No. Yeah. Next question. No.
No, I can't promise that at all. Of course, there's a possibility I'm going to do that.
At least he's being honest.
Yup. And we forgot. I think we forgot that Trump used to do press conferences like every single day. Like he loves doing a press conference. I think he doesn't like office work. And so if he could just stand in front of the press, he'll go up there for 2-3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And that knocks out a big chunk of the middle of the day. That he's like, no, I mean, I handled it. And also, I think sometimes he figures it out as he goes when he's at the press conferences. He comes up with these ideas.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, no.
Like, who knows? Maybe that guy saying, like, military or economic coercion, he was like, not only will I not promise that, that's a great idea. That's exactly.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
I didn't even occur to me. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
We can do that.
Yeah. It's like, they're like, well, no, you definitely can't, but I mean, I guess you can physically do it, but you really shouldn't. Well, I think I will.
Military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold a vote? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this. We need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. China. We gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election, in my opinion.
Why are you
more
doing
so
that?
maybe
Why
than
would
the
you bring
hostages.
Why would you bring that up now?
Rest in peace.
Like, the headline is Jimmy Carter was a great person. We're not talking about the president stuff anymore. Why would you... Don't bring today? Now? This week? He's getting buried, dude.
Yeah, but he didn't ask himself the question about the Panama Canal.
That's true.
Why don't...
Someone else brought it up.
I guess, yeah. And he's like, and by the way, I think it's very distasteful that you would lead me into making this statement. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Look, I don't think that Trump is actually looking at taking over nations by force. He might be. I don't know. I can't speak for the guy. But I think that he comes from this world of business and negotiation where, like, you have to make these audacious threats and be tough. You know, like when a radio show is getting re-signed, and unless you're, I mean, this show we tend to wear our heart on our sleeves a little bit, but you've heard it on other shows when they go. I mean, Howard used to do it all the time. I don't know if I'm going to stay. This might be it. It wasn't going to be it, but it was a negotiation tactic. I think that he just wants Greenland to be worried that he might do something crazy, and so they will give him a better deal because they're worried he might do something crazy. Am I giving him too much credit, or do you think that that's probably...
I mean, I think half the things he says he has no intention of doing.
Right.
Like, I think even he has to know you can't just take Canada.
But
who's to stop us?
No.
I mean, it's a great point.
The Canadians?
That's a great point, Mike.
Well, there aren't that many of them.
What about the Mounties?
I forgot about the Mounties.
They have horses. We got fucking tanks.
And they have electric shock sticks.
Oh, boy.
They have cattle prods.
But then, like, what happens to all the duty-free stores?
Yeah.
Like, I get no more duty-free when I visit Canada?
Oh, yeah, you have to go to the Bahamas. You'd have to go to the Bahamas for duty-free.
It's a bummer.
So
much cheap liquor.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Celebrity Hotline is ringing. Mike Boschetti.
Hey, Sam.
It's really you, Mike. What's going on, buddy?
Yes, I just wanted to wish you luck. Sam, interview on the show, Travis, Troy, all you guys, Mike Mentone, onward and upward to a new adventure.
I appreciate that, Mike. What have you been up to?
I was on a cartoon called Smiling Friends. I played President Jimbo.
Mike's super famous now.
Oh, yeah, because he's on,
show.
it's on Adult Swim, right?
Yeah, and like Max, it's a big show.
That's so fun, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was because we shot it. And it was live animation, which is kind of weird, but live animation, because when we shot it, I didn't talk to the actual characters. I talked like a tennis ball on a stick.
But you're an actor, so you can pull that off.
It was fun, though. I mean, it was really adventurous, and I just been trying to stay healthy, do things, because, like I said, Sam, you are an admiral of the ship now.
Well, I appreciate that very much, Mike. And we'll have to. It's been too long. You got to come in again.
I know. Whenever, like I said, I'm so glad, Sam. Upward and onward. Yeah. You have balls and guts, you always have. And I'm excited for you guys, Travis, Troy, all you guys. Keep kicking butt, and congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it.
I will talk to you soon, guys. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. The real Mike Boschetti, huh?
Real Mike Boschetti.
What I like about Mike Boschetti is that you don't need to understand every word, but you catch the vibe. Yeah. And you can you know you can get there.
You get the most of it.
You get it. You know what he's saying.
So there's the answer to the trivia question. First celebrity on the new show.
Zach Amico's coming in today. Zach almost had it.
Missed it by an hour.
Mike Boschetti. He heard it. He jumped on.
Swooped in.
Yep. Tim in New Hampshire. What's up, Tim?
Oh, so this morning on the 5 o'clock hour on Fox News, they were interviewing a woman out in the Palisade, whatever it is out there. Is she referred to Steve Guttenberg as the mayor?
Look at Steve.
So he's got... Yeah, running the world.
He's running the world. He's a great guy. Yeah, and I guess he's just like Mr. Neighborhood Watch. Like, somebody's got to take care of it, so I'll do it. I love that. Orlando in Houston. What's up, Orlando?
Hey, I think I know what caused all those wildfires in California.
What is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of wind. They said it was a factor from all the booze raining down on Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no, I hope that's not true. That's terrible. Thank you very much, Orlando.
It's just saying there was so much wind coming out of people's mouths.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. From booing Jimmy Hart. That's what I heard. Hulk Hogan released a statement that he thought it was very distasteful that everybody booed Jimmy Hart so much. Brian in Florida.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, buddy. Hey, just a couple things. So the map renaming, this isn't a Trump endorsement. Just let me put that out first. But the map renaming actually not that hard. In Korea, they hate Japan and China so much that they don't call it the Sea of Japan or the Yellow Sea. They call it the East and West Sea, and it's widely accepted. So that one's not that bad. That Trump clip you played, though, it reminded me of how good it is when he does do press conferences. I think it's the same clip. If you played it just a little bit longer, the guy says, "Why wouldn't you answer it?" And he's like, "Why the fuck would I answer that? Only a dumb person would answer that." Like, it's that great fire back. And then, hey, last thing, man, I never thought that you would be the last one standing when I started listening to Opie and Anthony, but you're a true testament to like just a solid employee and what you could do with just grit. So congratulations, you guys. I'm going to continue to listen, obviously, but I did want to get that out there too. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I wish talent or ability had something to do with it, but I guess grit is good too.
You need both.
I mean, I guess, but he said
he focused on that. Yeah.
He said only grit. Yeah. Cameron in Connecticut. What's up, Cameron?
Good morning.
What's up, dude?
Congratulations on the new gig, or continued gig.
Just staying put. That's what it is, by the way. Everybody thinks there's a master plan. It's like, no, feet in the cement, let it dry around you, stay put.
Sammy Scheme Muffins, that's what you were doing the whole time.
That's it.
But
yeah, right.
I want to let you know, Opie finally hit over like 100 congruent viewers on Twitter today because he was hosting a webinar about how you're a snake and all that stuff. I was wondering if you care to comment.
No, I mean, if he's providing that master class, I would say sign up for it.
I respect the resilience.
Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, in that same Trump press conference or speech or whatever it was, did you see the clip where he's talking about Zuckerberg? Where somebody, I saw it, somebody asked him, because, you know, and we'll play it in a moment, Zuckerberg put out this video where he said, on Facebook now, they're not going to have fact checkers anymore. So that's the Zucks video.
That's the headline.
Right. He says, we're getting rid of fact checkers. That he got the brilliant idea to go to the community notes system because he said, quote, I saw the cool kids club was moving on without me. And then, well, you can, if you want, while you're looking for that Trump thing. Yeah. Okay.
Whichever
so
one you want.
let's play a little bit of Zucks first, because if you watch this video, and I couldn't tell if it was just because of how Zuckerberg is, because clearly
cool guy. You mean?
Now he's a bro.
Yeah.
And there's this thing. Timothy Chalamet went to the same class, and it's effective.
Timothy Chalamet has always been cool.
Well, I want to talk about Timothy Chalamet at some point because
real bad.
I've become a fan, and it's weird to me. Like it creeps me out that I'm like
him?
He's a cool guy.
Me
like
too.
literally, my kid was like, "Dad, I don't want to wear a big puffy coat," and I pulled up clips of Timothy Chalamet on game day, and I was like, "Look how cool puffy coats are, dude." But Zuckerberg went to bro school, and over the course of the last year or so has been like, you know what? I think I need to be a human being. I need to figure out how to do it. And they're like, well, the first thing you got to do is these t-shirt sleeves. They got to go down to your elbows. What are you, a dork? He's like, got it. So they're like, put a little shine on it. Wear a little jewelry. He's like, got it. And they're like, it'd be a little loosey-goosey. Also, wear a low-key $900,000 watch while you're just making a video on your phone. Like, just, let people know. Like, low-key flexing is what you want to do. This is the guy. Remember, he was famous in the beginning of his career when he was starting Facebook for wearing like pajama pants and what are those hippie sandals? The mold of your feet.
Not moccasins.
No. They were cool for a while.
Tevas?
No.
Birkenstocks?
Birks. And wearing his Birks with no socks and showing up to big meetings. Now he's taking classes on how to be cool. As he ages, he wants to be a cool dude. And he is a cool dude. He knows fighting styles. And he surfs with excessive amounts of sunscreen. But he's a pale guy. But still, the way he talks, and maybe it's the way he's lit, when he posts videos, he's the only person that's impossible to decipher if this is an AI video or not. I don't think AI is as impressive as it's going to be yet. Like, most of the time now, when I see AI, I'm like, instantly, I know that that's AI. But there's something about Zuckerberg where just his existence, just him being a normal human being, it looks like artificial intelligence. It looks like a computer-generated video. And maybe it's because he's been trained to be a human being. I don't know. But he put out this video where he's explaining that these fact checkers have driven Facebook into the ground.
Hey, everyone. Hi. I want to talk about something important today.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because it's time to get back to our roots around...
Yeah, this could be... Like, there's commercials now that are clearly being voiced by AI.
Yeah.
Like, especially for products that you, call in and purchase. Like, I've heard the same voice on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
And this sounds exactly like it.
And if you look at his face, only his mouth moves. And I don't know, like that, and which is what I always look at AI. If the mouth is moving, but the rest of the face isn't really moving, then this is computer generated animation. This is not a real human being. And that's kind of how he talks.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech.
So we're gonna there's so much being said without being said.
So much being said.
I mean, first of all, starting with going like, by the way, don't worry about the last 5 years. Because right before the last 5 years, I was cool.
Yeah.
I was total free speech guy. So he's trying to like dog whistle. No. I was never like that. But he read the room. He saw the election results. And he's like, I need to be more like Elon. Elon put the right bet. And it's funny because I feel like a lot of these social media billionaire guys everybody kind of thought Elon was taking an L, but he's the one that the president invented a cabinet for. So
yeah,
I don't know if Vivek is still in it, but
I haven't heard much from Vivek.
No,
he had a rough break.
He had a rough break. Yeah, very pro Minkus break. Yeah. So what Zucks is saying is that he's, I don't know, the whole.
Hey guys, elections have consequences.
I mean, his whole premise is the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes, as if
unlike humans,
right? As if human beings and simple systems don't make mistakes. I think the point of complex systems is to make less mistakes, and then I don't think that if there is a problem with the fact checking process, which is entirely possible, the problem wouldn't be with fact checking as a concept. The problem would be with the people who are fact checking. Mm-hmm. If there's a bias inherent in your fact checkers, then that would be the problem, not the whole premise, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But he
hey guys, we have an antitrust trial coming up in April.
We also have a new president
who's threatened to throw me in jail for life.
I didn't see this one coming. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. But you know who had great ideas? Elon Musk. You know who did everything right? Twitter. We're going to be more like that. Wait. Didn't you start a Twitter competitor? I don't think so.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
No, I haven't. I mean, if I did, I haven't heard about it in a very long time. So clearly, I don't.
You mean Instagram?
Yeah, I do Instagram. They're like, no. What's the thing where you put? No. There's Facebook status, but other than that, I don't think Threads. That no. We don't talk about Threads anymore.
Get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the U.S.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks before I'm in a lot of trouble. This is not going to go well. So we're going to go ahead and change all of this. We think Twitter has the right ideas. Twitter's not in any trouble at all. Clearly, they're eating Big Macs on Air Force One. So we're also going to try to get in the Big Macs on Air Force One train and just do whatever Elon's doing is the plan. I think we're going to charge for verified checks. I don't know why, but I think we're going to do it. I think it's a good idea.
Do you think Zuck starts hanging out with Trump?
I think he's going to try.
He's not going to hang out with Trump.
I mean, he's in with.
I think he's going to try.
Elon's not going to let him.
I think that's right. That's why I said I think he's going to try. And he brought Dana White onto the board of directors.
Yep. Yes, that's
because
right.
he's like, hopefully, and he even said, right, he could have just said we're adding community notes. And we would have known, we know where you got that idea from. But he even said, we're adding community notes because it was such a great idea on X. He didn't even dead name them. He didn't say Twitter. He said X.
He might be getting in with Trump.
Well, I think he's trying. But I think Trump is going to keep him at bay because what you don't want to do with Trump, he is very prone to flattery. But he also loves when he realizes that he can keep somebody right under his thumb. Like you see, there's a difference in the way he is with Elon and the way he is with RFK. When the way he is with Vivek and the way he is with Ted Cruz. It's one thing if you just like come out of the blue and you decide it's time to flatter this guy, then he's like, okay, you're my friend. If you're a former enemy and he can tell you're turning, he likes that in a different way.
Right.
He's like, okay, you're gonna be under my thumb. I might make you do ridiculous things. I might make you, as an advocate for health and an environmental attorney, eat a Big Mac on my plane and take a picture of it. And you're getting nuggets too. So I think that the Zucks is more in the category of like, okay, like I think I think Dana White and Donald Trump probably had a phone conversation. Like, guess what I'm on the board of?
I don't think Elon's going to let him anywhere near Trump.
I think near.
Because Elon needs that personal attention.
Right, because Zucks is also, he's a pretty smart guy. If he can get in there.
He's way smarter than Elon.
Plus, like, he would have won the fight with Elon.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely would have won that fight. Because you could tell he Shaq Diesel under that big T-shirt.
Yeah.
Elon put his balls on the line, though, to endorse Trump.
Yeah, but Trump doesn't care about
nothing
that.
He doesn't. What are you talking about?
I mean, he can't. Dude, if Trump would have lost, Elon would be like the laughing stock of everything.
He already is.
He is a little bit of a laughing stock.
He would have been even more now.
He would have been more. He would have been a laughing stock that doesn't have a president to fall back on.
Right.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Zucks didn't endorse him, and now he's trying to get on board.
He's panicking.
He knows how to play the game.
He's panicking. But he's realized, like, there's no way to get out of this, and you got to respect it sometime in some way. Like, we got to pivot. He knows it's time to pivot. Here's why I think.
I mean, everybody is pivoting.
Yes, because they've realized that
there are so many celebrities who are like, I regret saying that. I probably shouldn't have said that. I alienated my fan base.
What's funny, everybody's trying to get middle of the road. Like, everybody was like hardcore left because that was the way it was, and a lot of people trying to shift middle of the road.
Yep.
Because people are sick of it. People see that on either side. It didn't help that people were outraged by Trump, right? He didn't win the popular vote against Hillary. But the reason I think that one of the reasons he won the popular vote, I mean, easily in this one, is because there was 4 years to have a not Trump president. We got happy birthday. We got Biden. You know what I mean? So it's almost like clearly it's not just a Trump or no Trump thing. It's like you
tried the other side.
We've all gone too far, and we need to kind of center out. But the reason that I think that Trump is not going to just accept Zucks with open arms is because with arms wide open, as some would say, is because he's enjoying this a little bit. Somebody at that press conference that we just heard about Greenland, they asked Trump about this move that Zucks made. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't know.
And if it was related to Trump. Okay. And listen to Trump's response. It's kind of hilarious.
I think they've come a long way. Meta, Facebook. I think they've come a long way. I watched it. The man was very impressive. I watched it. Actually, I watched it on Fox. I'm not allowed to say that. Say it?
Do you think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past? With
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Do you think
threats work?
That the billionaire in charge of Facebook is changing his whole model because of the threats you made? Yeah, I do, actually. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. That's the difference. That's how you know. That's my thing of like former enemy, tail between his legs. Trump likes that, but he likes it in a different way. He likes like, okay, now you're my guy. I did that. I won. Because the other people, I don't think he looks at Elon like I have a victory over you. I think Trump it's kind of simple. It's a very business-oriented brain where it's either I beat you or we're on the same team. Elon, same team, we're cool. Zucks, I beat you. And now we're on the same team because I beat you. Ted Cruz, I beat you. RFK, I beat you. It's just a different thing. Dana White, friends.
He was friends with RFK. I mean, I guess he beat him, RFK, in the political.
It changes things, though. It does. I think it changes when he holds a victory over you. It just changes the dynamic. I think RFK less so than because you're right because they were like okay, but then RFK was running against him, and then he had to put the tail between the legs.
And for a Kennedy to come over to the Republican,
that's big.
That's huge,
especially that Republican.
Yes,
that's big.
So he knows what he got.
Yeah, he does. He made him take that picture on the plane.
Oh, aren't you glad that happened?
I mean, of course. It's the funniest thing. It's like, what could be funnier than that? He's like he literally runs over bears and eats them. Like that's the type of guy. He hunts and kills his own food. That's what he likes to do. And Trump's like, I don't know if you know this or not. You don't have to do all that. You can go right to here. You can touch the iPad. They'll have the burger ready for you. Lickety split. No problem. Have it. Eat it. No. I'm not asking. Take a picture. Sit right there. I think I think Elon has been an influence on a lot of these rich people, a lot of the billionaires, because then I saw that, the other one that has to figure out what's going to happen is TikTok. Don't they have 2 weeks left as well before if they can't, I think the deal is if they don't find an American, or if they don't find a buyer to kind of be in charge of TikTok in the States, that they have to ban it in the States. Is that right? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, but I mean, there can be delays and appeals and this and that. And I think that they're going to be able to do that long enough for Trump to be like, you know what? Never mind.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. But there is a certain person who I believe is looking at getting a percentage of each sale in perpetuity. When it comes to TikTok. He's not looking for as much equity, but he would like a royalty. He loves a royalty. In perpetuity, he's looking at getting 30 cents per sign up, and then once he gets paid back, he'll bring it down to 20 cents. Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary is telling people he's buying TikTok. Now, not by himself, obviously. I think it's like what is it? I had the number written down somewhere. It's a multi...
20 billion?
20 billion. I thought that was the number. $20 billion deal that would have Kevin O'Leary. And the idea is that there's this group that wants to buy TikTok.
It's the founder of Project Liberty.
Right. And Kevin O'Leary would partner with him. So that's how they would come up with the 20 billion. And I guess the idea is TikTok would remain the same, but it would give users the ability to access and manage their own data.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I have no idea. Are we able to access and manage our own data on the other apps?
I don't know. I have nothing
like what
that I care about.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They say this. TikTok goes like, can we still have access to every photo on your phone? I go,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be such a pain in the ass. If I say no, everything's going to be difficult.
How many photos of my cat upside down do you need?
Yeah.
For sure, take them.
I'm trying to post these pro wrestling hot takes on TikTok. It's going to be next to impossible if I don't give you access to my entire phone. Here it is. Take it.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Chinese are like, there's a lot of wrestling stuff on this phone. I mean, a lot. It's kind of, isn't this weird? Like, I know people like this stuff. It's a lot, though.
Is this an adult?
Yeah, this is.
This guy saves a lot of gifts.
They're pictures of toys. They're posed. Yeah, so Mr. Wonderful is telling people, I don't know what level of partnership it'll be, but if he shows up on Shark Tank as one of the owners of TikTok, that's moving him closer. Because as much
TikTok joins the Something Wonderful platform.
Oh my God! And then everybody that gets married, he's like, why don't you TikTok about it?
Yeah,
TikTok wedding invitations.
Have some love pops or whatever they're called.
That's right. Are the love pops the wine that's served by the glass with the top on it?
I forgot
with
about
the seal?
those. Yeah,
that could be part of the Something Wonderful platform. Yeah, I mean that could be huge.
So the Supreme Court is reviewing it on Friday,
and he's Canadian.
Yeah,
so that's
for now.
For now, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying he's Canadian is like saying he's from Wyoming. Like it's just state.
So is Robert Herjavec, but he's not buying TikTok.
Well, he offered to buy TikTok. They said no,
Really?
thank you. They said we're waiting for another investor.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Anyone else interested?
Mark Cuban was like real quick. He said this is a scam. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm out. Barbara Corcoran said she would have jumped in, but she's strapped right now. She's not liquid at the moment. She's got a lot in this lobster truck, and she's really, once she gets a return on the lobster truck, she'll be able to buy TikTok. But until then, she's out.
Yeah. Thank God for Cousins Lobster.
That's right. Robert Herjavec was like, no, I'll give you exactly what you've asked for. And then TikTok said, are there any other offers from literally any other shark? No, exactly what I understood. Understood, Herjavec. I appreciate it. I'm still not sure how you made your money. If there's a product demo, you can demo it, but we're going to look for another shark. And then Mr. Wonderful went for the royalty deal with TikTok. So
So yeah,
We'll see. He said this isn't just about buying TikTok. It's about something much bigger. Protecting the privacy of 170 million American users. It's about empowering creators and small businesses. And it's about building a platform that prioritizes people over algorithms.
I just don't understand. Like, he seems like a smart dude.
Yeah.
But from everything I've seen, like, social media does not bring money in. You know, like it's a money losing platform.
Yes.
Twitter wasn't making money.
No.
Facebook on its own is not making money.
No. Maybe it's a power play. Maybe it's one of those investments where they're noticing it's like they want to get in now because being an owner of TikTok would be like back in the day owning one of the big networks, like
Taxi
owning
medallion?
NBC or a taxi medallion. Like
right, yeah.
Like owning NBC or
like
whatever.
It puts you at that table that you might eventually need to be at.
Yes, it puts you at the table.
Yeah.
That I think
it's not for your return now.
No, because I think that's Elon, I would say, benefited from buying X ultimately, but he certainly lost. Well, I'm going to just say it, he lost his shirt on that deal.
Yeah.
But
who cares?
Exactly.
He has so much money.
He's got that's the thing.
Creditors care.
Big deal. Let him care, right? It's his creditors' problems.
He's like the richest guy in the world. Why does he care?
Exactly. He's got all the money in the world. He built a fort for his family to live in that they can't come out of. He's got everything he needs, but how do you gain power now? At a point, I think these millionaires and billionaires are they've got all the money in the world. What's having more zeros going to do? So they start going after power. And I think that the owning or being a part owner of these social media sites that are really used, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, I mean, really, and YouTube, Google, I think that becomes a power play. You have a lot of power over the conversation, you know, over what people are talking about, what people see. And I get a little apprehensive when people start going like, yeah, I'm putting the people over algorithms.
No, you're not.
Because I don't believe it. Algorithms are a bad thing. But it's like they're also, for a business person, because they're clearly good for business. You want to just lock people in to your site for as long as humanly possible. But if you're not doing an algorithm, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not buying it to give people their
freedom
back
on TikTok.
Literally every business deal you've made is for your own benefit,
and that's how business deals work.
Fine.
That's what a business deal is. That's why people say it's not personal. It's just business. That's how business is, which is fine. I mean, I think more of a problem with the algorithms is not like, well, if we could only get these social media sites to stop using algorithms. The issue is probably more that we take the social media sites way too seriously, that we allow them to control the conversation, that we allow them to be the arbiters of whatever you want to say, truth or whatever dramatic statement you want to make. If as a society, the social media sites were more what they were originally, which is just like, yeah, I go on this place and I post my shit, as opposed to, no, I'm locked in. This is where I get all my information from. This is where I communicate. This is where I build my personality. This is everything. Then I think it would just be a better thing, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Scrolling rules.
Yeah.
You just go on TikTok, you start scrolling. So this one guy's trolling on everybody. It's hilarious. Dom the Troll.
Dom the Troll?
Yeah.
Our old intern?
Maybe that's who it is. Yeah, but I mean, man, they've built these algorithms so well. So you just never stop, you know? But I don't think, you know, it is what it is. You got to lean in. Always lean in. So I would like to see Mr. Wonderful buy TikTok.
Yeah, I'd be down for it. I don't even use TikTok, but I might start.
If Mr. Wonderful,
if I know it's part of the Something Wonderful platform.
Yeah.
I'm more of an Instagram Reels guy, but I'm an older guy.
I just want to see it because he would, I mean, the way he would puff out his chest on those Shark Tank shows. Because right now, Mark Cuban is the alpha of those shows.
But Mark's leaving.
He is?
Yeah.
He's the lovable one.
He's leaving at the end of the year.
He's the one everybody wants to deal with.
He wants to hang out with his family. Stop buying products to fail.
Why? What about I
don't know, but yeah, he said
somebody's got a glove that's going to be able to clean a dish or something like that. What are you talking about? Man, Shark Tank seems like a real easy gig. I guess you got to spend money on it. That sucks. But it seems like a very easy gig. And they must be making a ton of money because it's so popular.
Yeah, I think he's just tired and he wants to just hang out with his family.
I mean, I get it.
He's a lot older than he looks.
That's a good point. And he's been in this forever.
Yeah.
I mean, like he made his first money in like buying .coms and stuff like that. That's long.
He owned what? Like
Pickle.com, Sandwich.com.
Audio, one of those real player or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just been moving ever since. I mean, I get it. I'm just bummed as somebody who watches
Shark Tank. He sold the Mavericks.
Yeah.
He just wants to hang out.
Although, I mean,
Kevin O'Leary needs more money for more watches.
He loves watches. He loves putting a red strap on a watch, too.
He wears 2 watches at a time.
Well, because he's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of wealth to show off. Plus, he doesn't want to be inconvenienced. When he wants to find out what time it is, he doesn't want to, what am I going to check, the right or the left wrist?
Either one. Doesn't matter.
I'm good to go. Yeah. Just check our wrist.
Kevin O'Leary's getting cooler than Mark Cuban now, right?
I think that's part of it. You know, when we talk about all the money in the world, when we talk about the power, I think all those sharks have got to be going, well, that means there's a seat. Alpha Dog is open. Alpha Dog is wide open. I think Damon John is looking at that chair. I think Damon John thinks it's going to be him. I don't think so. Especially with this move. I think Mr. Wonderful goes in and takes that seat. Unless they get Richard Branson in there. You ever see that episode of Shark Tank when Richard Branson was throwing water on people?
Yep.
Yeah. Richard Branson.
Because he's an alpha.
Richard Branson doesn't fuck around at all. He suffers no fools. One time on Shark Tank, Richard Branson, he threw water on Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban got fucking furious. You can see it all over his face. Furious. And they might make that move, you know? Kevin O'Leary's sitting here trying to buy TikTok so he can get in the big chair on Shark Tank. Little does he know, ABC's got something in the chamber. Here's my prediction. Either Richard Branson comes in. You know, is this where he throws? Look at this. Look how pissed. I love seeing rich guys get pissed for real.
Just because you crap on her with a fancy voice doesn't mean that's the same thing.
I'm about to throw water at these two guys. Could we possibly come in for 300,000 and maybe for 10%?
No, sir, Richard Branson.
I'm asking a question.
It has to be 600.
Oh, okay. I think the water just has to go.
We're just playing around.
Let me tell you what I think.
Oh, shit. He's furious. I mean, this is Burt Reynolds, Mark Summers from Double Dare level furious. The girl is out there. She's trying to sell her business. She's like, well, there goes my pitch. This segment is not about me anymore. Richard Branson just actually did that. And he had barely had a sip of his water.
That was a full cup of water.
And he dumped it all. He dumped it all on Cuban. And he's like, fuck, what are you going to do?
Messed up his hair.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Asshole.
Yes, he does, because you could see the water spots on his blue shirt. You don't want that.
No.
That's an expensive custom suit, and there's water droplets all over it. He's like, I got planes with lights in them. What are you going to do?
Oh my God, I'm out of here.
And he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Mark Cuban throws water back at Richard Branson. Branson's like, yeah, sure.
He's like, he didn't flinch. He laughed. He's like, we're all having fun.
I built spaceships.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's looking at Mark going like this. We're all having a good time. Right, Mark? And Mark's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Because he didn't want it. Because you know why? You know why Richard Branson allowed Mark Cuban to throw water at him? Because Richard Branson knew that Mark Cuban did not want to throw water at Richard Branson. He wanted to stand up and repeatedly punch him in the face.
And he knew that by throwing water at Mark Cuban, he's like, he could do it back to me, and that's okay.
That's fine. I don't care. I'll get a little wet.
Yeah.
I didn't know you like to get wet.
I got great hair.
You're not going to move anything. I don't care.
Yeah, that was fun.
All my planes have purple lights in them. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but I think realistically, if they're going to replace Mark Cuban, and I haven't read any of these rumors, I think if they're looking for a big money play, and they probably won't do it because it would be very expensive, A-Rod would be great.
He would be great, but he hasn't. I think it'll be one of those people who are on very consistently.
I'll tell you who I think it'll be, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
The guy who did Buy Water, BAI Water.
I don't know who that is.
Look him up. You see his face, you'll go, yeah. I think that, because he's been on Shark Tank a lot. I think that's what he made. He's like water. And every time somebody comes in and pitches a drink, he goes, let me tell you something about this space. It's harder than it looks.
Ben Weiss?
Is that who it is?
Oh,
maybe I got the wrong guy. No, that's not him. No, he's never been on the Shark Tank. Maybe it's a different type of water. Yeah.
Rohan Oza?
That's it. That's him. That's my guy. That's my pick.
This is your guy?
Yeah. I like him. Yeah, I like him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
He's great.
Yeah,
You seen him?
Yeah.
You watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good show.
I love it.
It's a great show.
Yeah, he could be the guy. Or the guy that founded Kind. He's on
he's on it quite a bit, yeah.
Or what's her face from some cupcakes thing or Skims or something.
Oh, yeah. Could be.
But no, that's a good guess.
I think
Rohan, that's
Rohan Oza will be the guy.
Yeah.
And I think it should be the guy because he doesn't take shit either. He likes to give it back to the Sharks.
He's handsome.
He's a handsome guy. He'll give it back to the Sharks. They'll be able to go back and forth, and they like that. They like a little tension in the tank. That's what they say. I've been in the meetings. Disney ABC likes a little tension in the tank. And Rohan will give it to him.
Yeah.
Unless Zucks is on his quest to become a human being and be relatable, and he's like, I'd like to be in the Shark Tank.
He'd be terrible.
He'd be so bad. Because all he knows is Facebook. He doesn't know it. Like, he go like, yeah, I'll invest in that. And they're like, it's a rag on a stick. They got you, Mark. Steve in Florida. What's up, Steve?
Oh, hey, good morning, guys. Sammy, just to preface, every time you say Mr. Wonderful, I think of Paul Orndorff.
I mean, me too, but this is the new age Mr. Wonderful. You got to talk to kids, you know what I mean? Everybody, these kids, these Zennials, that's what we're reaching. The Zennials, when I say Mr. Wonderful, they all go, you mean Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary? Because if there's one thing that young people watch, it's Shark Tank.
Yeah, but in regards to Zuckerberg, in August, he admitted that they were under a lot of pressure from the former administration to kind of censor a lot of things in regards to COVID and a bunch of other topics. So maybe he's just happy he doesn't have a gun to the back of his head. And he's like, all right, we'll just go back to the way we were doing things as opposed to the way we were being told to do things.
I think that he was probably under pressure, but I think now he's trying to make it seem more like it wasn't as voluntary as it was. I think
might not have been.
Well, I think he liked working with the administration and realizes that this administration is very different, and he's going to have to cozy up to this administration and kind of go back on it. I think, but who knows? I don't know. Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Steve. T-Bump in Alabama. What's up, dude? T-Bump, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you. No, I wanted to tell you guys, a few years ago, my little country ass was at the Santa Monica Pier.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked over, and there was this dude, real big head, real tiny body, and he looked super familiar. And I jumped over I was at a little restaurant with my boss. I jumped over the railing and chased him down. I said, sir, I know you. And he said, yeah, I'm an actor. And I was like, I remember you from my childhood. And he's like, yeah, I was in a lot of movies. And he starts listing movies. And I'm like, nah, that's not it. That's not it.
T-Bump.
And this fucker gave me his whole IMDb page till we got to the very last. And he went, Short Circuit. And I said, Johnny number 5. And I was right there making him relive that moment. He was not proud whatsoever.
Oh, I love that you take joy in it, though. Good for you. That's exactly, by the way, T-Bump, you're the reason why whenever anybody comes up to me and they're like, hey, do I know you from someplace? I go, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm never, because the worst thing you could do is like, go like, yeah, I do a radio show. They're like, nah, I don't listen to the radio. Oh, okay. Short Circuit?
Short Circuit? Oh, it was great. Hey, I love you guys. You're awesome. Have a great year, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you, T-Bump. All right, let's take a break. We got a lot to do today. As I said, Zach Amico is going to be joining us on the show. Our pal Jim Norton put out his first advice show. His new podcast is called, what is it called? Jim Can't Help You? Or I Can't Help
Jim Norton Can't
Save You. Save you. Jim Norton Can't Save You. It's up now. I think TJ Miller's the first guest. Yeah, so I haven't checked it out yet because it just came out this morning, but check it out after today's show for sure. Also, if you're going to be in the Indianapolis area on the 30th of January, that's the Thursday before the Royal Rumble, I'm bringing my Not Sam Wrestling podcast to the Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis, Indiana. I hope to see you guys there. There's a ticket link on notsam.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk. Channel 103. Faction Talk.
I get what it would be now.
Gross.
You guys are all getting...
It's been 1 week.
It's Thursday. Every Thursday, you guys are all getting polled. Yeah, one of the clips that we play. I mean, there's so many great clips this week. Everyone's got a... I want to know what your favorite clip of the week was, individually.
Okay.
I watched... I did watch the Golden Globes. Did you watch the Golden Globes, Travis?
Yeah.
I did feel like I watched it out of a sense of duty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I kind of felt the same way.
It wasn't so much out of pleasure. You know, I had I felt like a man, a real man, because I had the football game on my phone.
Oh, look at you.
Yep. Did you see, by the way, that Dax Shepard
Dual screens?
That's right, dual screen. Dax Shepard was doing the same thing except at the award show.
No, I saw that he got caught looking at something on his phone, but it was
the game. It was the Lions game because they're Detroit, and so they were. I think his wife or whoever posted the video, and she was like focusing on the stage, and then did a loop around, and you just saw him, and he put his phone in between his legs as he was sitting there, and just kind of looked down, so it looked like he had nothing in his hands, but he was watching the game. But yeah, I mean, I thought Nikki Glaser did a good job.
She was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a hellacious gig. Just a terrible gig where if you're actually going to be funny to the audience, you can't be funny in the room and vice versa. Like it seems really tough, but I thought Nikki did a really good job with it. Maintaining her sort of sense of humor and doing what the show, I guess, kind of needs you to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the people watching that show are not comedy fans. They actually want to see, which actor's going to win the award? Which movies have you seen? No, I haven't seen any of them. Like, that's who's watching. I was bummed that our guy Sean Baker, some of these movies, we could have given it to Honora.
I agree.
And also...
I was bummed.
Also, I have not seen the show, but Shogun getting all these trophies.
Shogun rules.
Does it rule?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll watch it.
Shogun rules. I have no problem with that show winning all those awards.
I can't remember what show I was wanting to win instead of Shogun, but that's what I mean. Like, you want your show to win even though you haven't seen the other shows. So you don't know if it's better or not. But everybody says Shogun's great.
It's great.
And it won all the awards.
It took forever to film, and it's super realistic, and it's...
How do you know? Were you around with the Shoguns?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
No, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
all right, well,
But you got to read. Can you read?
No.
Okay.
I watched the whole Squid Games season 2. So
and you did the reading?
I feel like I've done my reading.
Oh, for the year?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't even a lot of reading.
There was a lot of reading. Except for when Thanos was talking. Thanos I didn't have to read. That was awesome. The legend Thanos.
I love learning about him afterwards. Like he was a real rapper.
Yeah.
In a real successful group.
Yeah.
And really forgot his lyrics during one performance.
So
which is referenced in the show. And apparently...
So the local people watching would have been like, oh, shit.
Local people couldn't believe that he was on because he's apparently been gone for a while.
Oh, wow.
And some of the moves that he was doing during that one game where they're spinning around and around.
Yeah.
That was actual choreography from his old
From
group.
his videos and stuff?
Yeah.
That's great.
So people were just absolutely loving that he was in that show.
That's great.
Plus, he's the man.
He's the man. He made it, speaking English, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're thinking trying to make a babyface out of that crypto scammer on Squid Game 2.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy.
Troy, did you watch?
Did you watch? Okay. You watched Squid Game 2?
So we're not spoiling anything. No. All right.
What did you?
No.
Turn my mic on!
Mike says, fuck you.
What did you think of Squid Game 2?
Yeah, I liked it. I think, it wasn't as good as 1, but it was fine.
Yeah. What did you think, Travis?
I thought it was great.
Uh-huh.
because I knew going in that it was part one of.
But they didn't.
What's the matter? Go ahead.
I hate when you do stuff like this.
When I do stuff like what?
You take the corporate side.
I'm not taking the corporate side. I knew going in.
I was, when I tell you something, fuming after the last episode.
Really?
Fuming. Because I liked it a lot. Like, I liked the story. You're right, Troy. Like there was a strength. So, well, I mean, it's a difficult thing to do, right? I think that the characters in the first season in the game were more interesting than the characters in the second season.
I agree.
But that's kind of by design because you're really now telling 456's kind of return story. So it's a different thing. I also think that because I went back and watched season one before season. Yeah, I did a rewatch, and dude, I literally had to text Jim when I did the rewatch because, and it wasn't just because he poisoned it. Rewatching that show, it's such a good show. And when those VIPs come in, you're like, what the fuck? Like, Jim might have been his greatest observation ever. It is so bad when those VIPs come in and they're like, 96 because 69 is dead. And they're like, oh, terrible. But what I kind of got on the rewatch of Squid Game Season 1 that I missed on the initial watch was the real like arc that 456 goes on, like the character becoming a totally different being. Like,
well, yeah, he's all smiles at the beginning.
And he's such a fuck up. I had forgotten that he was a total fuck up waste of life when that show started. Like he can't take care of his daughter. He's a degenerate gambler. He's lost everything. He deserves to lose everything. Like he is a hopeless, non-contributor to life. And then by the end, you get to this place where he is that hero, and because the story's told well, you buy it. You're on the journey, and I had forgotten what a waste he was at the beginning. So you don't go on that journey, which is obviously, but you can't, like you said, like it's season 2.
Different story.
You can't mimic it.
Yeah.
But I still thought he was great. I thought the new 001 is like amazing. The front man is the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
He's so great. He's such a sneaky little bastard. Yep. He's so much more evil than the original 001.
It was a lot of fun watching and trying to figure out, okay, what's your game plan?
Yes.
Like, how far are you going to continue to be with 456?
Right.
Before you do what you're obviously going to do. You're obviously going to fuck it up.
Right.
Somehow.
Right.
And when is that going to be?
I mean, when he changed his costume, I was like, that's so theatrical.
Yeah, it was in the last episode.
It's so dramatic. It's so theatrical, and like I'm really putting on a show for myself. I love that. I definitely thought he was faking the top on purpose. The top spinning. Remember when he kept screwing it up?
He was.
Yeah.
I saw some reel that he was like
using his wrong hand.
He was left-handed, and he was using his right hand.
I saw the reel too.
Yep.
That's so
my algorithm changed so hard.
Yeah, I literally took my kid to a Chuck E. Cheese birthday. I'm like, watch that mouse suit because there is definitely going to be an assassin. But
I'll tell you what bummed me out.
Hit me.
I was bummed that the recruiter died.
Yes,
because his character is so good,
dude. He's a psycho.
He's a psychopath.
He is so crazy when he's just in that park stomping on them rolls. He is crazy.
I would not mind. I know that the creator has talked about like this is the end of the story for this character.
Yeah,
for 456 for this story. But he has talked about doing like
a recruiter spinoff.
He's talked about doing spinoffs where they're either filling in the 3-year gap or talking about
filling in the 3-year gap. What are we going to do? Just go through that train station over and over again?
But I would love to see his backstory because he talks about it, like how he came up from nothing.
Yes,
I would love to see that.
Maybe they could go back. Don't forget,
because he is a psycho.
The front man
won the game.
We found that out in season 1. So like that would also be a spinoff. Front man's brother, hate him.
The cop?
The good guy cop. His whole story is, I wish he had died in season 1.
It was a little like, look, I thought season 2 was great.
I did too.
But I'm not like immune to the criticism.
Sure.
Yeah. I thought that whole story was kind of off balance.
It's unnecessary.
Well, it was unnecessary up to now. Like, now that you know that the captain of the ship is...
Yeah. But I
didn't see that coming.
Okay.
And I'm happy I didn't see that coming. I shouldn't be smarter than the writers.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, I'm happy that was a surprise to me.
But the headline for me...
Go ahead.
Was binging through that, because I got through it in 2 days, like, watching everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized there is no end, this is not a beginning, middle, end situation. This is a beginning, middle situation. I was like, this is horse shit. I said, tell me it's 2 and 2.5, we're good. Tell me it's 2 and 3? No, absolutely not. Because there's a huge difference between a cliffhanger and a, we're going to finish this later.
That's a cliffhanger.
It's not a cliffhanger.
Sure it is.
A cliffhanger has a little bow on it, but then also tune in because this is going to happen. That's a cliffhanger to put at the end of an episode because the next episode we're going to do this. But nothing ended in this season. Not one person's journey had any type of wrap up at all. Well, the recruiter, he was good by ep 2. But I mean,
I completely disagree.
Nothing. It's not 2 seasons.
Streaming, first of all, has ruined cliffhangers. Like, shows on network TV used to end on cliffhangers for the end of the season all the time.
You talking about Hank on a toilet?
I'm talking about Hank on a toilet. Like, there used to be cliffhangers all the time.
Hank on a toilet?
Yeah.
And then you would have to wait a year.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
But there's, like, no such thing as cliffhangers anymore because...
That's not a cliffhanger.
That is a cliffhanger.
Because there's no end. There's beginning, middle. There was no act 3 to the story. At all. At all. At all.
It's one story.
They did a cliffhanger in season 1, but also wrapped up the story.
Well,
that's not 2 seasons.
That was intended to be one story. He never had any aspirations to write a second season until
he got rid of that red hair quick.
A lot of money.
He got rid of that red hair quick. Yeah, no. I was furious. I was furious because there's a difference between season 2 and 3 and season 2 and 2.5.
If you believe what he says...
I don't.
Okay.
Not anymore.
He was writing the season, and eventually he got up to like 10 really long episodes. By the way, I love that some of these episodes were like an hour 15.
I didn't even notice, to tell you the truth, until you're telling me right now.
Like, that was great.
I didn't even notice they were that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of them are like 50 minutes. Some of them are like an hour 15.
I hope he goes full Stranger Things when he gets back and goes
2.5 hour episodes.
4-hour episodes.
So he said that eventually he got up to like 10 episodes that were long and didn't want it to be one season. That's weird.
Did something make a noise or something?
The camera just moved.
Hey, bro. Those cameras are off. Keep them off. Maybe it's
Now it's facing the wall.
Huh?
Oh, look, see?
It's moving.
Whoa. Now it's facing the floor?
They just made them all face the floor.
Oh, boy.
The Squid Game.
The front man is watching. This is weird.
So then he decided... Then he and Netflix, I'm sure Netflix, decided to split it up into 2 separate seasons. And this was the most natural end point.
Split.
Because it is. Because
but they didn't...
he's
failed.
He's tried 3 things. He tried to have a tracking device in him.
That didn't work. They popped it right out of his tooth.
First he wanted to confront the front man. That didn't work.
They were like, with
Brought
a pistol?
to the island.
Hey, with a pistol?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. That didn't work. Tracking device didn't work. Sabotaging the games from the inside. That didn't work. So that's a natural conclusion to that part of the story.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's defeated. It's over. What are you going to do now?
It's something, obviously.
You got to finish the games.
It's like Glenn rolling under the dumpster. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Where's the body? Don't worry about it.
So I thought it was great.
What'd you think of the ending, Troy? Did you mind the non-ending?
It's a cliffhanger.
Get the fuck out of here with cliffhanger nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was fine. I kind of loosely watched it. I didn't closely I was kind of like in and out of it, but it was fine.
Did you watch the subtitled one?
Oh.
I knew it.
What?
Did you watch the dubs?
Of course
you guys are dumb. You guys are dumb.
Go ahead.
Like, can you imagine watching Thanos just always speaking English?
Did you watch the dubs?
Why is that a problem?
Oh my god.
You guys act like you're so cultured for reading subtitles.
It's reading.
You watch the dubs?
Yeah.
Somebody made a meme. See if you can find it. I know I'm pulling because the only reason I didn't have it prepared was because I was sure nobody in this room would have done it with the dubs.
I can't. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Somebody did a video of Breaking Bad.
Oh,
with the Squid Game dubs.
Fuck! I feel like Hot Dog sent that to us.
He might have.
Okay,
but I don't know. You'll know what's faster. Maybe you just find it on Twitter or something. The dubs.
I don't know why that's a problem.
Well, I mean,
because you're not watching it as
the base level. The words don't match the mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
You're not watching the actors actually give performances.
I mean, do you think you're more cultured?
No.
Why do you keep saying culture? Nobody
has nothing to do with culture.
Why you are being defensive? Okay, you think that I hate those guys. They don't think I'm cultured. And by the way, my fiance has a whole cookbook of international flavors that they've never sampled. That's what you're thinking, right?
To some degree.
It's not about being cultured.
I just don't know why.
I don't sit down with like a pipe and I'm like, now I'm going to watch my big culture show.
As a man of culture, I'm a man of great culture. I'm a traveled man.
I did see some article where I think the director was like, it's meant to be watched with subtitles.
Of course it is.
And you were like, wow. Then why would they offer the dub, right?
Yeah, and I'm not doing that.
Right.
I don't like to read to begin with.
You don't like that? It's annoying, right?
It is.
Yeah, no, we had no idea. Headlines you like to read?
Yeah.
It's all those little words under the headline. Okay, so this kind of is exactly why you can't watch Squid Game with the dubs. This is Jesse Pinkman confronting... Is that Walter?
Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman confronting Walter, except as if it's done in a foreign language, they've overdubbed it into what the translation would loosely be.
Or no, actually, I think this is one of the other chemists.
Okay.
That they're trying to replace Walter with.
Gotcha.
Tell this asshole if he wants to learn how to make my product, he's got to do it my way. The right way.
I speak English.
So you understand what asshole means. Now go get me my phenylacetic acid. Asshole.
How long is it gonna take you to get him what he needs?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Several hours at least. I can wait. It gives us time to talk about the state of this lab. Don't you have standards?
Who do you think you are?
I'm the guy your boss brought here to show you how it's done. Now, if you want to keep your job, I suggest you stop whining like a little bitch and do what I say.
That's what you were watching, man.
I mean, that's exactly right.
It's just horrible.
You're saying whoever put this together on the money.
They were on the money.
Yeah. You see where Breaking Bad loses a little of its charm, though?
I do, but I can't understand Korean, so
they have subtitles.
Yeah, but I don't. Sometimes I like to do other stuff.
What are you doing?
What do I do when there's
what do you do when when Squid Game is on? Is this the dub?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I watched this clip. It looks horrible.
I didn't watch the clip. I didn't see this season with dubs. I started the first episode of Squid Game I ever watched. I watched with dubs. I thought it was kind of charming. I thought they did it on purpose because it came on automatically.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of like a charming throwback. But then as soon as I was like, oh, you're supposed to watch with subtitles, I switched over.
I'll tell you what, if I watched this version of the show, I would probably have the same opinion as Troy. Like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, it's like a old B movie, schlocky thing.
Yeah, it was like Godzilla.
Not like an actual show.
Yeah.
No, we're standing right here. We're not going to put the games.
That's awful.
Hang on. Played these games before. I said I played these games before. Oh, God. I knew about the first game because I'd already done it. Because I'd played the exact same one. I was here 3 years ago, and I played them all. And every single person who was there with me, they were all killed, everyone!
So bad.
It's terrible.
What
does he mean? Did they all die? I don't understand.
Rabble. Died, then how did you survive? Unless you're saying you were the only winner? That's true.
Troy, that's shit.
That's true.
Okay, well, I got through it. That's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine.
But do you understand that Travis and I are just having a conversation and a debate about the show, but you Or like, yeah, I watched that show too, and we're like, you're not invited to the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I don't generally like violent stuff. So my fiance had it on, so I was kind of watching it, kind of in and out.
I mean, who was it yesterday that was saying they liked watching the video of people literally hitting themselves over the head with a beer bottle? I can't remember who that was.
It may have been Mike.
Was it Mike? Was that you who said that?
I don't believe so.
Oh, Travis, you said that?
No.
I think it was someone recalling their youth in Eastern Pennsylvania.
Who's from Eastern Pennsylvania?
Oh, I am. So.
Oh, no. Okay, so anyway, back to your non-violent ways.
Well, that's totally different.
Right, it's real.
That's just being silly kids.
Boys will be boys after all.
Yeah, and I was 17.
Right.
Yeah, I don't...
You seemed to enjoy it yesterday, by the way, but...
What's that?
The video we watched?
When we replayed it?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I just don't really like violent stuff. I don't...
Was your fiance with you?
She loves
She was watching.
She loves that stuff.
Did she have to watch it with the dubs?
She wants to watch it with the dubs.
She does not.
She doesn't?
No.
She doesn't want you to feel bad.
She's like, oh, here comes Troy.
Oh, boy.
I better put the English version
Don't worry, baby girl. She says that. Don't worry, baby girl. We'll put the dubs on for you. Yeah, no, I can't believe it, actually.
What?
Do you watch it with the dubs?
Why can't you believe that?
I just didn't know I would ever, like, I don't know, because I'm trying to be, like, polite, you know? And I just have such opinions about the people who watch with the dubs voluntarily.
No, you don't. It's
You don't think so?
I just don't know what the big deal is. Like, who cares?
It makes the show much worse,
Well,
and it's like...
why do you care how I interpret the show?
Because you're not getting an accurate representation of what the show's supposed to be.
If you're like, if
but I wasn't joining in the conversation and be like, oh, you're wrong because
But
of this.
I didn't know you weren't joining in because you watched it like the dumb way.
Yeah, we thought you were qualified.
Like you watched it the Queen biopic way, you know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, just like it appeals to that same lobe of the brain, you know? The thin one.
I'm not surprised.
No, I guess not. I mean, it does.
I'm disappointed.
I just don't. You guys think you're so cool.
Stop.
And
no, you were okay. Cultured.
You just think you're so like, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be done.
Right. We know how to appreciate art because we're cultured.
Right.
As if. Right. Hit us with an as if.
It's like shut up.
It's like as if. Shut up. Right.
There's no one calling in to defend you right now.
Phone lines are open. 969-866-969-1969. You'd know, because even people that did it know what they did. They know what they did.
Yeah.
They made a choice, but they know what they did. What are you doing that's got you so busy you can't read the subtitles? You got to watch this in the background.
Sometimes I'm on my phone. Sometimes I like stretching out when movies are on.
You stretch?
I love stretching.
Yeah. It's a stretch to say that you watched Squid Game when you watched it with dubs. So...
So you like doing anything but looking at the screen?
I can't read subtitles because I'm stretching.
Well, if I'm on the ground,
right.
And the TV's over there.
Right. It's like I just missed a whole scene. I hear what's going on. Right, because you got the dubs.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So?
This is why those Netflix executives, did you see that report over break where they're like pushing creators to have characters audibly say what they are doing because people aren't paying attention to what they're watching.
They're like, you need to program for total idiots.
Yeah.
You need to not worry about the integrity of your show whatsoever and just program for the like lowest form of
Now
human.
I'm making a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm stretching.
Whereas like if you're actually just watching the show, you're going, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What is this?
No, it's fine. I mean, I got the gist.
You did. Yeah, it's like, okay. They're playing games. Somebody's going to die, right? Okay, I got it.
He's telling people he did the game already, and they're like, oh, how'd you know that?
That is what happened.
And then
I played the game before.
And then he's screaming at people when they're doing red light, green light. He's telling people what to do. Like, I got the gist.
So you did get it. Those are the beats. I mean...
Can I tell you the biggest disappointment for me? Aside from Troy not watching it.
Yeah, before you got here this morning? Yes.
When he dreams that...
the cookie?
Yeah, I really thought that's what happened, and I thought that was the coolest fucking thing. Like, I thought that's where 001 is going to fuck him.
I realized it was a dream when they actually showed the triangle, but for a second I was with you.
Like, that would have been so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
If he tells everyone to grab a triangle, and it is the most intricate triangle you've ever seen.
What? Yeah. I don't know why that guy told you that. Although I didn't like when they said separate into teams. They were like, what, separate into teams? This isn't the game that you played, because in that game you did separate into teams. That's how you pick shapes.
That's true.
So I was like...
And that's how Troy heard it. Separate into teams?
Separate into teams! That's not the game that you said. What game is this? He doesn't know. Do I sound like the show?
Just like you could have did the overdubs.
All of them, right? Every voice. Oh no! I am the mother. I am the son. Mark in Wisconsin.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I just wanted to say you can actually do okay watching the dub version. Well, I watched the dub version in the first 2 days it was out before I realized you were supposed to switch it over to the subtitles. But if you front load it with a lot of Bond rips, you can really enjoy it.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Mark. It's just it's a total different experience. It's absolutely an entertaining show with dubs, but it's entertaining in a fun, cheesy way. It's not, you don't go oh, this is actually a really great show.
Yeah, it's fine.
Exactly.
I mean, even if I was reading the subtitles, I'd just be like, oh, it's fine.
How would you know?
Well, because I got the gist.
No, you would say, oh, I have a headache. All these words.
A lot of words.
It is. I mean, now that we are telling you about this, are you thinking about the dialogue that you heard and go yeah, I can't imagine reading that whole show.
I'd be exhausted. Reading makes me fall asleep.
Yeah. You get into threes. They don't even make it to the club. They're never even going to find the recruiter. You'd be snoozing.
It would take me 10 times to get through the first episode.
Steve in New York.
Hey guys, I got to agree with Troy on this. You two, you sound like a couple of film school dropouts.
I did drop out of film school. That's actually
100%. I was absolutely right.
No, you nailed that. You nailed that. I did. I switched my major in senior year so I could get out of school quicker. I was in film school, and I left because it was going to take too long to complete. You actually, Steve.
Well, you left. Let it go. It's over. Move on.
Steve, I'm going to say something. You hit the nail on the head with that one. Congratulations. That's actually quite accurate.
I appreciate that.
Troy's kind of what Vivek's talking about.
Right. He thinks Troy's worshiping Corey from Boy Meets World and Zach Morris, and it's destroyed America. Yeah. It's very possible. Only thing I was going to say about the Golden Globes is I'm worried Baby Reindeer is going to come back in, because Baby Reindeer won a bunch of Golden Globes. I'm worried the real Baby Reindeer is going to come back and be like, hey.
Oh, yeah. She wants those Golden Globes?
You son of a bitches. Yeah. Doug on Long Island.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Morning. It's watching it with the overdub. It reminds me of, you guys ever see that movie Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
Yeah.
Where it was dubbed poorly. That's what I see when I watch something that's dubbed like that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. And even thank you, buddy. And even if it's a high quality project, something that those overdubs and the tonality of it just completely brings it into that world. Jim in Michigan.
Yeah, I agree with Troy.
Okay.
I mean, if I want to read a book, I'll sit down and read a book. I want to watch a movie.
Well, I want you to know
you two are fucking assholes.
Okay, well, we might. I mean, accusing us of being assholes is not something where I could sue you for slander. But the idea that reading subtitles and reading a book is equivalent, I don't think.
You're still reading.
Yeah. But that argument is still kind of towards the argument that I've made about Troy a few times. I think if you think reading subtitles and reading a book is exactly the same, you probably also liked the Queen movie. You know what I mean?
I've never seen the Queen movie, but I probably
check it out, dude. You fucking love it.
Pretty good.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
Brad in Portland. What's up, Brad?
Hey, boys.
Hey, man.
Hey, Troy, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
And I bet you guys will watch those stupid fucking black and white films, too, right? With the subtitles.
Of course.
Troy, you're right. Sam, love you, but you suck.
Okay, I appreciate that. You know what? I appreciate that sentiment. Donnie on Long Island. What's up, Donnie?
All right, look, I know I'm an older guy. I'm 68 years old, and I grew up with Godzilla movies that were dubbed.
Right.
So, taking that into account, I will defend Troy in his choice of watching the dubbed movie, in the dubbed version. However, I watched both. I watched the subtitles and the dubbed version, and I just felt more comfortable with the dubbed version. Never mind that the mouths were out of sync and everything else. I could flow with it a little bit more, and I didn't pay any attention to the exaggerated voices and all that crap. So I'm Team Troy on this one.
Thank you, buddy.
That's right. Who cares about the exaggerated audio? It's not like they give awards for sound design. We'll take a break, okay? We have a lot to do. Zach Amico's coming in, so let's take a break. Oh, somebody who probably knows a lot about dubbed movies. He loves all those movies that I do. Zach Amico joins us after this. Stay right there.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk. Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk.
For like 25 grand.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And it's an anthology movie, so I mean, to stretch 25 grand.
Yeah, it's
across
5 stories.
That's great. So that's $5 grand a story.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and they're all different genres. It's really, really fun.
Oh, really? So it's not all like...
Yeah, one's a giallo.
That's great.
One's found footage. It's all are very different. It's really funny director, writer, Brandon Basham. He did Fear City, USA, as well as The Slashing and The Slashing 2, The Final Beginning.
That's great. So I love when somebody does an anthology horror movie right. Like, they're not done that often, but when they really hit, they're just so fun.
Everybody wants to make one until they realize the scope of it.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to make all good ones.
Right.
Usually there's one everybody sees, like in all the VHSs.
Yeah.
There's one you skip.
Right. You kind of like really, some of them just become a package to sell one short. Like, you got a great idea for a short, and you're like, if I can just fill in like a couple more, we'll call it an anthology movie.
Yeah, they're like, he's a clown, he's black and white, he doesn't talk, that's a mime. No, it's a clown.
Yeah.
He hates women. A lot.
Yeah. So what if, and you just acted in this?
Yeah, I just hung out on this one. I have reached the point in my tenure with indie horror where I am a day player, Sam.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I show up, I do my shit, and then I leave.
I mean, how great is that? I mean, you think about like the fact that like these things that you love. First of all, I love that you're still like live tweeting pro wrestling too. As if any of your followers, like all your followers are comedy 100% followers.
100% for me.
Yeah. That's why I respect it so much, because everything that you do is like 100% for you. It's like, what are the things that I love? I'm just going to keep doing those.
Yeah. So if some
sent me a clip, which I very much enjoyed. You've been doing commentary for the Insane Clown Posse's wrestling
Juggalo Championship Wrestling,
which was formerly known as
Champion Shit Wrestling,
which I feel like is better branding.
That was when they were reviewing other companies' wrestling.
Right, Cactus Sack.
Yeah, they would buy Japanese, they would bootleg Japanese matches and do commentary over them. But now it's changed because we have our own roster. There's going to be our 25th anniversary.
Look at that. Look at you.
Yeah, well, I'm a company man. Oh, yeah, somebody learned real quick to weasel their way up and be a company man. So, yeah, I've been the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, but you've also, like, created a relationship with the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, that kind of backwards happened. Violent J had done a couple of podcasts. Then he came to Skankfest last year, had a blast.
Because I remember, like, I feel like it was not that long ago. I think that you hit me up, or that I hit you up. We were talking about the fact that you had Violent J in studio on your show.
Yeah, he came down to gas.
And just the fact that he was in studio was like, holy shit, this dream come true. This is great.
And then he just, I wound up getting the Gathering last year.
Yes.
And the one night of the Gathering, they're like, hey, do you want to do commentary for Bloody Mania, their pay-per-view? And I thought they meant on a match.
Right.
They just put me out there.
Like, you thought it was like, come in as a guest, I'm a comedian, but I'll jump in on this match.
And I did the whole pay-per-view. Yeah, and then a few months ago, one of their lead announcers had to take another job. And Violent J was like, hey, do you think you could do commentary for a full taping? And I was like, yeah, I think I could handle that. He's like, can you leave? It was like Friday. He's like, can you leave Tuesday? And I went, for how long? He goes, 9 days straight. And I was like, yeah, sure.
For you, Violent J?
And I was like, where am I staying? He's like, you could be on my RV. Yeah, I was supposed to be in a passenger van with the wrestlers, and then he goes, you know what? You want to travel with me? And I'm like, yes, Papa. So I just hung out with him for dude. There was a point
9 days
where it was like 10 a.m. Both of us are we don't have the shit on, and we're getting Arby's breakfast. And I was like, this is the lowest point in American culture.
Yeah.
Is me and Violent J sleepily getting Arby's.
Yeah, as humans.
Yeah, as it out with the human makeup on.
That's so funny. So he drives. So these 9 day stretch, you're in different towns every night.
Every night it was like 6 hours away each stop.
And he travels in an RV.
They each had an RV, and yeah, we had a driver and then some wrestlers on the RV with us.
Like,
if you watch old school JCW, Too Tough Tony was with us the whole time. The Backseat Boys.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't they once have a professional wrestler named Fat Fuck Barrel Boy?
Yes, yes. They had the Evil Dead, who was dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they have a great roster now. We got Willie Mack.
Yes.
Simon Gotch. On the last tour, we had Matt Riddle.
Tell me more about this RV.
Dude, it's fucking...
When you say RV, is it like a fancy Will Smith RV?
It expanded at night.
That's sick.
It did one of the things where it came out and got wider.
Oh, that's it, like comes out from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was nice. The first 2 nights I slept in the captain's chair.
Okay.
And then after that, I was upgraded to the bed.
Wow. Now, do you have to earn that privilege, or...
I think it was more they saw the scope of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. We would drive all day, and then Violent J would have his hotel room at night, and I would sleep in the bed in the RV in the parking lot.
Oh, that's so funny. He's like, you can travel with me. No,
No, a few nights he was like, do you want the room? I'm going to sleep here, and I would get the Big Joe Bruce suite.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The funniest is when you call the hotels, because they have deals set up with hotels from being on tour for fucking 30 years. So I'll call a hotel and they'll be like, we were told you get the Big Balla Hatchet discount.
When Violent J was in here, Neil deGrasse Tyson joined the show. And we introduced him as Violent, like that was his first name.
Yes.
Neil deGrasse Tyson shaking his hand and saying, "Hello, Violent," was a real highlight, actually. So he just would decide, I want to sleep in the RV tonight.
Yeah, some nights he's like, I'm tired. Fuck, they're old men, dude.
Yeah, they don't want to have to walk into a hotel, check in,
dude,
go
they're
to the
old
room.
fucking men,
and they've been doing this.
Yeah.
Forever.
30 years.
Wow. Nonstop, really. Even when they retired, they said they retired.
Yeah.
But, like, they're still doing all the big shows. They're doing stuff like this.
Yeah, and the shows are not. So it's we did the Train of Terror tour.
Okay.
And that would be a full wrestling show, tear down the ring, 3 opening acts, and then ICP.
Wow. Is it the same audience?
No, we did 9 cities.
No, but I mean, like, when you're tearing down the ring, are people just waiting?
They had, like, DJs and shit in between.
Wow. That's nuts. It's a festival every day.
And then we had people that came to all 9. Like, they bought, like, tickets. It was like the Grateful Dead. Like, they would beat us there.
Wow. What a, like, it's a, I
love stuff like that. All kids.
Whole culture. It's kids.
Dude, they were like, I guess they like got big on TikTok again.
Wow.
Dude, more than half the people there are like, this is our first time seeing them.
Wow.
So it's all teenagers. It's really wild.
And how are they like react? How are Violent J and Shags reacting to that?
They're into it.
They just love it.
Yeah, they're
like,
real
holy
pumped.
shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that they would have
They're very
thought,
appreciative.
They've got to be, right? Because it's like, they were huge.
Yeah.
Because they were like rebellious. They were the thing, you weren't allowed to get them, and then they became huge. And then, you know, they kind of became a punchline for a while.
But they wrote it out.
And they got to Act 3, which is
but
like...
we watched Limp Bizkit do it. We watched Creed do it. We're watching Nickelback do it.
Yes. I saw this documentary on whatever it was that was like, hey, this is a documentary about how Nickelback doesn't really suck. And I'm like, we're there. That's where we're at, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, they're having a blast. And they're so much fucking... The shows are fucking so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think when I left to go on the tour, I was like, I'll probably watch a night or two. Mm-hmm. And by the end, I'm like, oh, they're fucking great live.
Still.
They're fucking awesome. That's awesome. The whole thing has been incredible.
That's awesome. And do you, like, when you're sitting in Arby's with Violent J, do you have those moments where you're like, This is all I've ever wanted.
Every once in a while, I'll nerd out and be like, all right, give me a story.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, if I catch him on the right day, I'll be like, all right, let's go. Norman Smiley. And he'll just drop shit. He told us this great, I don't know, I guess I could tell it. He took me out one night and he was just telling us stories about like coming up, and he was talking about they're on tour. And it's probably the late 90s. I don't know what was the tour, like Snow something, but it would be like System of a Down, Incubus,
Snowcore.
He said they're in some city, and they're in the same city as Snowcore, and they're sitting in the hotel, and somebody goes, "Hey, turn on this radio station right now," and it's a van, and they're promoting Snowcore, and they're like, "Yeah, this is the Insane Clowns are here too. So if you see a bunch of assholes in clown makeup, throw shit at them because they're the posers here this weekend." And
the radio guys saying
the
this?
radio guys are saying it, and they go, "We're broadcasting live from blah blah blah." They're downstairs from ICP's hotel. So, through some manner, I don't remember how the story exactly goes.
Sure, who can remember every detail?
But 3 vans apparently surround the radio van. 3 Escalades pull up. And people without clown makeup get out first.
Whoops.
And be like, "Are you the guys talking on the radio?" And they're like, "Yeah, do you want they like stickers and frisbees?"
Yeah,
and like, cool.
frisbees.
And then a bunch of clowns get out and beat the fucking shit out of the whole radio station. I mean, really put it to them.
I'm like, "Hey, do you guys want to have a debate?" Nah.
Yeah, beat the dog shit out of them. Drive away.
They're just, and
they go
those
back
2 guys, the radio guys are they're trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
They're probably making, $10 an hour, like picking up a shift, trying to be like, oh, if we like say something really edgy and, screw these guys. Broadcasting from a van. We'll make a name for ourselves. These guys are posers, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, okay.
And I guess the next time they were in that city, they were leaving the venue and got cut off by a SWAT team and arrested for assault. However, there was no proving because there were hundreds of people in that makeup that weekend.
Who knows what clowns those were?
So there was no way of proving in court what clowns beat up that radio station.
Can you imagine the police line up?
Yeah.
Is that the clown? Is that the clown? No, that's
Squeaky,
Bozo.
squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, it's all different famous clowns. Ronald McDonald.
The guys without the clown makeup got out, but the guys who did the crime, they were who knows what who those clowns were.
No clue.
And then the actual Insane Clown Posse can say, "You're kidding me."
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, listen, we had hundreds of fans," and they were like, "Listen, we have no way of proving."
Yeah. Hey, man, that's terrible that happened.
Yeah, we're real sorry, guys.
That's horrible that happened. I guess the lesson is maybe think about what you say before you say it.
But he's the man. I've been staying at his house when we're in between gigs.
Really?
And he's obsessed with Bigfoot.
He loves Bigfoot.
He fucking loves Bigfoot.
Does he love the legend of Bigfoot, or is he like a guy going like, "No, dog, Bigfoot's real"?
He's like, "No, I got to show you some shit."
They don't want you to know.
Yeah, we get like symposiums, and he'll just be like, because he'll be like, "No, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they're mad curious and shit."
The Bigfoots?
And we'll be like, "What?" The fuck he's like, "Yeah, like, they throw shit and they see who comes out." It's like, "No, you know what I'm saying, Doug? They're mad curious creatures."
Sasquatches.
Yeah, the mad curious.
Mad curious.
That was his number one thing the one day, is about how they were mad curious.
And then he had examples of their mad curiosity.
Or he'll have like 911 calls. He'd be like, "Doug, they didn't even try to get on TV. They're just scared of the Bigfoot."
I love that.
I got this footage. One day he's like, "I got this audio, Doug. It's these Bigfoots yelling back and forth, and then one of these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, Doug, he belches. Doug, he belches. Why would they fake that?"
That's true. Why would, of all things to fake, why would you fake a belch? And what species of bear or whatever, they're not gonna belch.
Oh, dude, I love it's never lost on me every single time.
You're just sitting there going like, this is real life. Like, it actually couldn't get any better. Like they say, don't meet your heroes. But if you said, as busy as Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse is, what does this guy do in his free time? Oh, I hope he's not like sitting around listening to like yacht rock or just like, kind of coming up with marketing schemes. And no, he's obsessed with Bigfoot.
Hours of Bigfoot footage.
hours.
It's the best. He's such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And then, like, there was a point on the tour where 3 different people had handed me edibles, and I wasn't doing the math well.
Okay.
So I wound up probably doing about between 150 and 200 milligrams of edibles.
That's tough.
And I was on the van of the RV, and it was the first time I've ever in my life, and I like to smoke. The first time I've ever been so high where I understood why people call 911.
Like,
when they're too high.
I think I'm going to die of a marijuana overdose.
And these are my thoughts. One was, if I have a heart attack and die right now, no one is going to believe that it was panic induced. Everyone's going to think I went on tour with Insane Clown Posse and did drugs till I died.
Right.
No,
Right.
my funeral.
And honestly,
Would be people going, "What do you think happened?"
Right. And we'd probably all be happy for you.
And then
this is exactly how we would have wanted to go
Then
out.
at one point, I got too high to remember what reality I was in.
Okay.
And I was circling realities. And one of them I would ground and go, "You're on an RV. Why? You're touring with the Insane Clown Posse. Why? You're the new commentator for their wrestling company." And I would go, "That's not it. Whatever this is, that one's stupid.
We're gonna have to keep going here."
Yeah, then I would just cycle through again and be like, "What? That's retarded. There's no way that's why I'm here."
It really is. Yeah. That's why you have to maintain some level of connection to reality, because if you lose that, you won't believe the reality that you're in. And then where am I staying after the tour? Violent J's house. Why? So we can watch Bigfoot footage.
Yep.
No. Let's start from the
There's
beginning.
at least one thing a day on the tour where I'm like, never saw that before. My new favorite is I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say this. White hip hop trans.
White hip hop trans.
That's a new one.
That's cool.
I watched a young woman as the crowd was yelling, "Fuck you one side, fuck you to the other side."
Yeah.
This girl just went, "Yo, suck my tiny girl nuts, motherfucker."
You're like, this is what this inclusion's all about. This is why we're here.
And it was it was like a haiku.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those sentences.
Right.
You could come at it from any angle and learn a new thing.
I mean, you write that down, you carry it with you. When you get lost, you go into your book and you go, "That's right, suck my tiny girl nuts, motherfucker." I remember that. So much said without saying much at all.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful. It really is beautiful. So when you say you're staying at his house between dates,
we had on the last run we just did, we did a Thursday and a Saturday, and we had Friday off, and it's literally wrestling fucking pajama party. It was a sleepover. It was just me and like 8 wrestlers, and all we did was eat pizza and watch wrestling.
With
in our
Violent
pajamas for 2 days.
I mean, that sounds great.
We were with Willie Mack. He had to go do the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So we watched him come out in his JCW shit. Of course. And we're all sitting there in our pajamas. They're like, "Shout out to JCW and the Insane Clown Posse." Yeah! And it's just 9 fucking retards on the couch. Yeah!
Oh, I love it, man.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
I love it.
It's a dream.
You're living your best life.
I'm having so much fucking fun.
You're a married guy, right?
Yes, I am.
So how does when you disappear for 9 days at a time to go literally join the circus, is the wife like happy for you?
You know, I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How could I say everything?" Because I had to also go to my podcast co-host Lewis and be like, "Hey, I'm leaving for 9 days."
That's the other thing too. You just,
we just rebranded our show, and he was like, "What am I going to tell you? No, yes, go. You gotta go.
You got the right people around you."
Yeah. So she gets it.
Yeah.
And we just you got to make you got to make regular days special.
When you're home, yeah, totally. And
you gotta have your shows.
Yeah,
you gotta have your things you do.
Yeah,
and it's not that. I mean, most of the gigs are like a week,
right? And
and I've been on the road the whole time we've been together anyway,
right? And the best relationships are like who you married.
Yeah,
like the idea that you would do this is very in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, was she a little not thrilled that the gathering was the weekend of her birthday?
Sure, but guess what?
Did I have to come home last week and say I'm missing Valentine's Day? for Juggalo Weekend in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Okay, but unlike Juggalo Weekend in Worcester, Valentine's Day is just a consumeristic creation anyway.
Yeah, it's not real.
No, it's not a real thing, like Juggalo Weekend in Worcester.
Yeah, so that, you compartmentalize and you make other things special.
Right. We can have our own Valentine's Day. Yeah. Juggalo Weekend in Worcester waits for no man. It did occur
to her recently. She's like, you know what? Years ago, I thought you liked ICP, ironically.
Yeah, you're like, huh? You did.
And now there'll be, and she can't do it. Like, she can't let me listen. Like, it's an understood thing.
Yeah.
But I will catch her every once in a while singing ICP.
Oh, and you must
not
feel
knowing
so
I'm
proud.
there. And I'll just watch this poor girl who grew up loving like REM is walking around the house going, "Ain't no bitch too fat."
Somewhere Michael Stipe has one single tear coming from his eye. We lost another one to the Insane Clown Posse.
But it's a deep cut, too. That's a deep cut.
You've from the Posse?
Super Balls.
Yeah, that was Super Balls, yeah.
Troy's another one that I think people think likes the Insane Clown Posse, ironically. And he's like, okay, if that's what you think, sure.
I knew exactly. I wanted to finish the line.
Yeah.
It was that you were singing it? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm genuinely happy for you when I see you doing stuff like this.
Yeah, that's why I just say I could say the dumbest shit.
Well, I saw the one where out of
I just need Chip on the air to no one.
Do you have that one? Yeah. Not only is it to no one, this is my favorite part of this is Zach busts out a Chip Chipperson impression, but the way it lands is so perfect. It's so perfect.
I do this at the dinner table with my wife's family.
And they're like, what are you doing?
And my wife just looks down and everyone's like, I thought you were a comedian for a living. And I just sit in the bomb and giggle.
It's for you.
Whoa.
He's tossing the pie. He's serious.
That shows you American title supersedes everything else. Luigi Primo wants to out-wrestle Willie Mack man-to-man, hand-to-hand.
Supersedes? What are you using? Those grow giant trees or something? You're fucking crazy.
The Mack sends Luigi to the
I mean, your fucking crazy tag is money. But him just like sitting there like... Anyway, the Max sends him for the
yeah, after the first night, Violent J came up to me and he's like, yo, don't be afraid to cuss. And I'm like, okay. He's like, no, go real hard. And I was like, okay. He's like, and like be man antagonistic and shit. He's like, I want you to bust balls out there. And I was like, you got it. And the next day he's like, okay, you can take it down a little.
Yeah, bring it back. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. And then I also saw, correct me if I'm wrong, but at Skankfest this year, because you've been a part of like every Skankfest, and roasting has been something that you're the master of for a long time. You challenged Jeff Ross.
I did challenge
to the title
Roastmaster,
of Roastmaster.
I did.
No, I'm the and I felt like the jokes you were making would be the type of jokes that if somebody were like, let's do a roast battle, here's an example of what I got, I'd go, I think you win.
Yeah, we did it at Vegas this year. I battled very funny chick, Celia Contreras. I retired from roast battle. I was out
you
for
came
a couple
back?
of years.
Okay.
I said I would come back if I could put over somebody I thought was, because they wanted me to face like one of my friends.
Right.
I was like, what's the point? Like, everyone's seen us all make fun of each other.
Right.
Celia, I thought I had seen her roast battle online, so I picked her.
Right. Because you knew, because that's a risky thing, right? This is something that you're fine-tuned at.
Yeah.
So if you pick somebody, because you can also just destroy them.
Yeah, or if I fucking just have a bad night, I don't want to lose to fucking somebody that I don't.
Right.
That there's no. I wanted it to be a net positive for everybody.
Yes.
But yeah, then I gave a little Mr. Ross a challenge ski at the end.
Yeah, he challenged Jeff, and he accepted it.
Yeah. So suppose we're gonna find out. It's in November in New Orleans.
In New Orleans. Do you think he's actually going to do it?
We'll see.
Yeah,
I hope.
It's risky because
a little something called long term storytelling.
That's right.
Sam.
That's right.
I decided to set up a main event for next year in the middle of the card.
Yeah, but he's got a lot on the line because he's like the mainstream Roastmaster General. He's like the Netflix guy. He's like the.
Yeah, remember what I just said about a net positive?
Yeah.
There's no losing that one for me.
Nope. I don't see any. Yeah, I can't say it's a net positive for everybody involved, but I definitely see that as a total net positive for you.
Yeah, really looked out for myself on that one.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
I figured if we don't do it, I can say he's ducking me.
Right. I mean, that's perfect.
If we do it and he beats me, that's just a few million people get to know who I am.
That's it.
And then on the off chance I beat him, fucking perfect. This battle. So this is Celia. She came out dressed as me. I was very proud of this one.
Let's roast.
Celia is a regular on Kill Tony, but she's not a golden ticket winner because the last time she won a golden ticket, she got disqualified for eating that everlasting gobstopper.
Give it up for No Sex Pistols. Zach, who will let you staple any part of his body except his stomach.
Celia is a 400-pound Mexican comic who's had 3 miscarriages. She's like Baby Kill Iglesias. Luckily, they were all in the toilet, so her stage name is Flushy. Celia, how are 3 miscarriages the least offensive things you've ever left in a toilet?
Give it up for Killer Clowns from Chowder Space. Zach used to have a podcast called Bye Guys, and I think it's because he knows he's not long for this earth.
Celia is a party. Well, she's more like a piñata. She's a cheap piece of Mexican garbage stuffed to the brim with candy, and anybody can hit it if they're drunk and wearing a blindfold.
One round.
Yeah. I mean, look, Jeff Ross was there. He was judging this. Like, I don't know if you know the lengths to which these battles go, Mr. Ross.
Yeah, he was judging. The other judges were Jason Mewes and Jamie Kennedy. So
which is great, by the way, to see that like Skankfest has gotten to the point where this is who you've got on.
And after the battle, I said, "Give it up for your judges, Jamie Kennedy, Jay Mewes, Jeff Ross. 2 of them stopped being famous in the 20 teens. One is currently texting 20 teens."
Which at that point I go, waving the white flag. I don't think I want to be involved anymore.
When you watch everyone's face go, why is he doing more bits?
Yeah. And then
but the whole time I was like, if I win, I'm going to do some real fucking selfish shit.
I'm going into business for myself. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully.
We'll see. Did you guys talk?
Skankfest November.
You guys talk at all after, or you haven't?
Oh, yeah, we talked before and after. Yeah, he's the fucking best.
He is a great guy.
The night before I spoke to, because he came to Naked Roast, and I went out of my way to be like, hey man, you've done so much for me. None of us would do this without you, and I love you, and I just thank you. So
some of the spots that he's done.
And then the next day, wow, what a cunt that was.
Just hit him. He's like, who is this? Which one is the real person? Are you up to date on mainstream horror movies too, or are you more
50-50?
Yeah. Have you seen Nosferatu yet?
No, I gotta.
It's great.
It does look very good.
It's really good. It's really good, and I like it because the voice is such a Nicole's. Do you know Nicole?
No, I don't. But hello, Nicole.
Hey.
This is Zach Amico.
Hi, Zach.
Very nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. It's good to see all you desperate little bitches. Not you.
Whatever. That's
just
fine.
the rest of the boys in here.
I'm not disagreeing
Yeah,
with you.
desperate. Just so desperate.
I didn't tell him what happened.
Tell me what happened.
Nicole's furious.
Why are you furious?
Because yesterday we said she had head lice.
I have children.
Okay.
And I got a call from the school.
That's grosser than the lice.
Remember that, Mike, when I said that?
Got a call from the school that 10 kids in the class had lice and that someone needed to go pick her up. And I figured that probably meant me as well. And yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm the mom. I lay with her to help her fall asleep. I mean, our heads touch. That's it. But you tried to make it like I'm disgusting, like the kids are disgusting, has nothing to do with hygiene.
Could have brought your own headphones.
I could have what?
Brought your own headphones.
It has nothing to do with the headphones. No, it's fabric. It's hair. You're just so desperate for content that you had to sit here and take me down and my 10-year-old. What the fuck is the matter with you? Is this a joke?
I had no idea. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, Zach. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Nicole, to answer your question, yes, it was a joke.
No, it was not a joke.
You said, is this a joke?
No, it wasn't a joke. It's not funny when you go on and you take me down and say all these horrible things about me and my daughter. Go for it. Read our text messages.
I'm not reading the other ones because, I mean, you're an insane human being.
I am. I told you. You know that. You know how I fight. I fight real dirty.
Yeah, I mean,
like lice.
Yeah, just like your daughter's
like
hair.
lice. Right.
Luckily, like, I'm never offended because I read the text like it was a homeless man screaming at me on the street because
Okay.
it was so crazy.
That's
But
fine.
she didn't say, I got a call from the school and one of the kids has lice, and so I have to take my daughter home. I have to
I'm
check.
sorry. I didn't think I need to give you a whole story. You're on the air. I didn't want to bother you.
On the air, and that's another good point. I was on the air, and I got a text that said, and I didn't even say your daughter's name.
Who cares? Everyone knows my daughter's name. It's Parker.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I didn't say it.
Itchy.
It said, I'm headed home because my daughter has lice, and apparently so do I.
Yeah.
Now, what part of that tells me, and then...
But what?
Then...
It tells you what?
Then, right under it says, I wrote, oh my God. She goes, before I said anything, wait to hear this, Troy. She goes, you can make fun of me tomorrow. Right now, I want to cry. So there's no part in that goes, number one...
I didn't say on the air. I meant you can make fun of me when we're talking. I never said, hey, go on the air and tell everybody about the lice infestation.
Sam has no personal relationships. This is it for him.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
Yeah, and I forgot. Nicole's generally such a private person.
I did not. This is not something. I'll talk about all the blowjobs. I'll talk about all the things. I don't need to. We don't. This is kind of like, it's a little bit of a sensitive topic.
I don't know where the line is.
I know you never do. You never do.
I don't know where your line is.
I mean, I feel like you do. Look at
Lice
you.
is the line? We literally went on a podcast tour because you lost your kid in Jamaica. Lice is the
But
line?
that was me sharing that on the air.
You texted me and said you had lice.
I didn't. That didn't
and said
say.
I can make fun of you tomorrow.
No, to make fun of me. That doesn't mean go on the air. That you don't think. What did Jess say? Did you talk to your wife when you went home? Did she say that was a little much?
She
Sam?
said Nicole probably shouldn't come over if she has lice.
And I didn't. That's why I said I'm not coming. And not only am I not coming, I quit Satisfying. How about that? I quit. Do it yourself.
She did quit yesterday.
Do it yourself.
I mean, I have other shows. I'm probably
Great.
not doing.
Go for it. You'll miss me.
Yeah, I told you I would miss you.
I know.
I hope you took that back.
What?
That you're going to still do Satisfying.
Quit. Done. Over.
Now listen, I don't think the lice is a big deal. My wife is a preschool teacher.
Yeah, it happens.
This is a regular shitty thing that happens.
Hey, that's my perspective. For you to say, yeah, big deal, it happens.
It does.
And then to go, but we shouldn't discuss it.
But still,
However, I don't think this is the week to question somebody's seat of power after he's finally eliminated the last of the triptych.
That's right. You understand?
He has been sitting for decades waiting for this throne.
Do you think I don't know the long game? Okay. Do you understand?
Now is not the time to question
look at that.
the boy king.
Everybody's leaving you, aren't they?
No. I'm Joffrey. Okay. I will ruin them all.
Anyways, you can go on. I'm going to leave now.
You didn't say not to talk about it.
I said you can make fun of me, and you know you're not a moron. You know that's something, and you went on. You were saying nasty things. Matt told me, he was like, "They're really going in on you, Nicole. They're really, and our daughter. She's 10. Pick on someone your own size."
Yeah, an 11 or 12-year-old.
What a bitch move. Yeah, seriously. What a bitch move.
You didn't listen to it?
No, and then you put on the app, Nicole has lice.
That wasn't me.
Thank you. Look
That
at
was mine.
Yep, hot. No, was it you?
I don't control.
Yeah, well, we have to be honest about these things.
Oh.
You
We
can't
did
lie
talk
to the
about
listening
it.
I'm
public.
aware.
We did talk about
aware.
it. I mean, so you're just going on this based on...
I know you. I don't need to fucking listen. I know you for probably close to 20 years? I know exactly what you do and what you're capable of. And I love how you're
What
looking
I'm
at me like
capable
you think I'm a joke right now. You're looking at me
No, I
like
think you're a maniac, not
I
a
am
joke.
a maniac, and you know I'm a maniac.
Right, well, that's why I'm looking at you as such.
I'm leaving. Okay?
I mean, does this seem like a...
This is what you keep it up, and then everybody will leave you. All the people that love you will just keep leaving you.
Troy, clean that seat when she
Let's resolve this issue.
Hey, it was
Where are
really
you
nice
going?
meeting you. Hi, my name's Zach Amico. I'm 37 years old. I'm from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and I'm here to audition for the role of co-host.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't...
She was spicy.
She was, and she was texting me, I hope you fail at your show.
Oh my God, really?
I was like, number one, every show...
That's the lice talking.
That's the lice. Yeah, that's the lice.
Yeah, it's like Ratatouille. They're pulling mean hairs.
But I was like...
She didn't say any of that. That was all the lice.
That was the yeah, they were pulling like the chef under the hat. No, and then I was like, oh, she's really mad. Like, oh, I probably crossed the line. And then I went back and thought about the things that we said, and I said, I didn't cross the line at all. It was literally mundane when it comes to the stuff we've talked about Nicole and everybody else for that matter.
Also, it's kind of implied when you tell somebody that, like, unless you say, hey, I don't want to talk about this on the air. Hey, please don't bring this up on the air.
Hey, comedy talk show host, I want you to know while you're on the air, this is happening to me. You can make fun of me.
She said you can make fun of me.
You can tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe that's where you fucked up.
I should have done
Maybe
it
you
today.
should have waited till today.
Yeah, waited for the big announcement in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I figured, I was like, well, Zach's coming in. I wouldn't want to trample on Zach's time with that craziness, so I better do it today. Little did I know.
It was a week of big announcements.
Yeah.
Lice being the most important one.
I thought so. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about what you said yesterday. Is there anything you would take back?
I just don't know what was offensive.
Me neither.
She's like kind of flying off the rails for, I don't know. I don't really think she has I think there might be some misdirected anger.
I do too.
Because why would you be upset? Like I'm sure she got a shampoo and it's gone. Her and her kid got to wash their hair and they don't have lice anymore.
Well, the implication there was that they never had lice to begin with.
Okay, so what are you so upset about?
And why are you texting me saying you have lice if you don't have lice?
You afraid she's going to go to HR?
I mean, I feel like if she went to HR, I'd be like, HR, here's what happened. And they'd be like, why are you acting like a maniac?
Yeah. Did he take a picture of you on the toilet? No.
No. Yeah.
Did he tweet that black people aren't humans? No. Well, I guess we got to keep him.
Yeah, I think, comparatively speaking.
Does he want slightly more money than he did last year?
Yeah. I mean, just not less.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah, so, I was just trying to talk to you about Nosferatu, and then this craziness happens. Yeah, I mean, do you feel like you cry? Well, I think the husband could have been making it sound worse than it was.
Yeah.
You think he probably deals with that bullshit all the time.
Yeah, he's deflecting it.
He's probably like, who's really awful.
Yeah, he probably forgot to pick something up at the grocery store. And then on the way back was like, I forgot mayonnaise. Fuck. But you know what Sam said?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the mayonnaise? I don't know. I was in such a rage
Where's
about
the mayonnaise? I need it for my throbbing scalp.
No, I don't know. These things Sam said about, by the way, our entire family. Yeah, that's what I was thinking last night to myself.
Hey, you weren't going in on her daughter?
No.
We were calling Nicole gross.
I said Nicole is gross. Yeah. She has lice. It's literally third grade pull your pigtails level humor. Do you know what we just heard?
Don't do that. A bunch of lice are going to fall.
Oh, my hands are so itchy. Oh. That's what I mean about this is why I have to, I can't have my feet dipped in so many different whirls.
No, it's too much for you, buddy.
On one end, I'm watching a video of you and you're being like, miscarriages in the toilet. And on the other end, I'm like, this crazy woman from the morning mashup is telling me, you can't talk about my head lice. Like, of course we can. It's not a big deal.
Whew. That was weird.
I mean,
I was like, oh, this is a joke. And I'm like, looking at him like, no, this is serious. She's angry.
I don't have enough to deal with. You know what I mean? So quit the show.
I'm assuming that you're not recording Satisfying then today,
I think we are.
So you have to ride back with her?
Well, that's what I'm worried about. I want to get her right in the studio and just start recording that nonsense.
You know, for Satisfying, you should just bring her a long fork.
She shows up to the studio and there's a plastic bag on the chair. I'm in a hazmat suit. Like, no, we're just going to riff. Yeah. And Nosferatu was really good. Have you seen have you been following the Scream 7 drama?
Yeah, so my issue, Sam really knows how to get me to fucking yap.
Yeah.
So my issue with the entire Scream sequels.
You're talking about the
anything beyond
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, sure. I'll go as far as to say 3.
Okay.
But especially 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
The stakes have been removed because every single movie has somebody that obviously had a death scene get carried out on a stretcher.
Right, so it's like
And it kind of started with Dewey in 2.
Right. The fact that he went out on a stretcher in 1 and he was back for 2.
And then stretchered out again in 2.
Right.
But by the time we've hit this New York one, both of Randy's niece and nephew
Stretcher
were obviously killed.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like they're doing alt takes where they include a body on a stretcher.
And they're just figuring it out.
And that is even Courtney Cox, they even say, is alive off screen.
Right.
They're like, don't worry, they saved her. Bullshit. They planned to kill her, and then they had an alternative way of keeping her alive if she said, I will do another one.
Because why wouldn't they do a reveal or something?
Seems, and I don't want to call it lazy, but even by the end of the last one, like the fucking the who the killer was is just like, oh, are we retarded? There's not a coroner. There's not funerals. There's one guy circumvented everyone knowing
he's a cop.
Well, fuck me, Sam.
Yeah, he's a cop. You know, he got in the way of all that.
No one noticed?
No.
There's not a coroner. Did he pay off the coroner, the fucking ambulance driver, the EMTs?
Yes, he did.
The crime scene people.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he did.
That's fucking nuts.
And then, you know, the drama with the Scream 7 thing was they're trying to, because they wouldn't pay Neve Campbell to do 6.
Yes.
So she wasn't in 6. And then they lost the 2 stars from 5 and 6. That the idea was
that the sisters were the new franchise. Yeah.
Right, that we're relaunching this franchise and it's all about these sisters. Now we've lost the sisters. So they're like, well, good news, we're bringing Neve Campbell back. And the guy who wrote the original is going to direct this one. So don't worry, Scream fans. The movie's going to be great. Like it's a lot of moves are being made to kind of maintain.
And I think it's because they've betrayed our trust with how many fucking left turns they've taken that they don't explain.
I also never enjoy the killer is a character that was introduced this movie. Because it's like, so you just developed this so that they could be the killer. It makes it so that, like, as you're looking at the full story franchise, it doesn't have, you could skip 6 altogether and just move right on because the beginning, middle, end doesn't impact the rest of it.
Yeah, and it's just it's a little convoluted, and like it could work, and I enjoyed 4 very much.
Mm-hmm. You did,
yeah. Okay. There's bright. I mean, even in the New York one, the shit on the fire escape was great.
I very much enjoyed 5. Yeah, 6 I liked. I didn't have a problem with 6, but it was like.
But didn't 5 do the thing that you don't like? I mean, the killer was introduced in that movie, or killers.
That
Mikey Madison.
Yeah, but it was such a relaunch.
Like, I thought it was great. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, no. You're right. Except I more had a problem when they did it in 6.
I did too.
Because that really felt like
that was a stretch.
We're just concocting. At least in 5, you had the connections going back to Billy Loomis. Mm-hmm. You had it felt like it was a good addition to the original
Also, the
franchise.
CGI Skeet Ulrich is weird.
Real weird. Like, I'd be okay I would actually probably prefer if you were just like, yeah, his ghost aged. Yeah. It is what it is. In heaven, he aged like as a human being.
And then
heaven, by the way. I love that this murderer's in heaven.
I do feel like Scream 6 kind of turned the screwdriver a little hard with the fan theory that Stu's alive.
The Stu's alive theory drives me crazy because it's like, how? Why wouldn't they have mentioned?
It could have worked in 3.
In 3. But by now, the idea that, like...
Especially since he's in 2.
Right. What's he in 2?
He's an extra in the party in 2 because he was filming Fever Pitch.
Yes.
So you see him walk by the party.
Yes. Yes, you could have made it work in 3 because it was also...
If he was in jail...
Right.
And no one mentioned it, yeah.
Right. But the idea that nobody's mentioned it
by now
in
would
decades,
be too much.
It doesn't make any sense.
But they really turned it on 6 where he's like, no, he's dead. This is the TV that killed him.
That's the TV, and he's dead from that TV. Yeah. I mean, they wanted to reference it, obviously, because they were referencing all... Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's good enough that, like...
That could have even him being...
It could have been him.
Doing
it could not be him. It could be doing reconnaissance. Yes. And the idea that he'd be at that party and you wouldn't recognize him is okay because he's got his Fever Pitch hair.
Yeah.
You know? Fever Pitch, by the way, forgotten classic.
Saw it in theaters, baby.
Me too. I love it. Freddie Prinze, Jessica Biel. I mean, it's the type of teen movie that really should be on the Pantheon more than it is.
But yeah, it should be... I think my issues with the Screams is they just should be better because everyone involved is very talented.
Although, I mean,
there's too many people, I think, telling them what they have to do.
I think that's right. because there's so much money on the line now. But I think in terms of franchises, as far as quality goes, I don't know that there's any franchise where there are more, at least good movies in the franchise than Scream. Like that, having, like, you know, I mean, when you go through those franchises, there are a lot of movies where it's like, I'll watch it because I'm loyal to the franchise, but this is a bad movie. Saw, okay. Halloween, all right, Friday the 13th, Freddy.
I'm going deep then. Okay. I'm going Child's Play.
Child's Play is great because Child's Play
is self-aware.
They pivoted at the right time. And yeah, wasn't it like the creator
Don Mancini?
Yeah, he came back for the like straight to DVD sequels, right? And the straight to DVD sequels are actually like awesome. Curse of Chucky, yes. You know,
yeah. Well, he was involved with everything.
Yes,
but other people directed him. He started directing,
right? That's
on
what
those,
it was.
Yeah. And then I'll say this: maybe maybe only one or two are great movies, but I would say the whole franchise, Final Destination.
Oh, I love them. Love them.
Most underrated franchise.
I think that's
all
right.
Good.
I think that's right.
They all follow the rules correctly.
Yeah, they have the logic. They're not cheating. It's always cool, even though you know exactly what's going to happen.
And you could watch any one of them in any order; it doesn't matter.
Right, and you're never disappointed. You're going to get and it's always original. You're going to get the big kill to start the movie. Mm-hmm. It's going to start to tell the story. And I mean,
there's an entire generation of, like, I would say, however old we are,
yeah,
we cannot follow one of those logging trucks on the highway.
It's the first thing,
and not think, oh, that's going to go through the windshield.
And that was from what, 3?
I want to say that's 2 or 3 that starts with the big car accident.
Yeah. Plus, like, I mean, that first one is iconic.
And then the end of the last one.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
The end of the last one is when I think I realized it was the best franchise.
Yeah. I sometimes get clouded, you know, because I think the first Scream movie is
perfect.
Like literally a perfect movie.
The first Scream, I think, goes in like a Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction.
I agree 100%. It's literally a 10 out of 10.
And by that, I mean Weinstein. Free Harv Dog.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. In terms of consistency, I've never seen a Final Destination where I went,
not worth my time.
Right. They're all like, if you're like, no, we're going to watch all the Final Destinations. I go, okay, I don't think I'm leaving. I don't think there's any point that I'm going home.
Yeah, I think that's the franchise.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I love the movie Scream 3 was supposed to be.
Yeah, because Scream 3 was the worst.
Oh, it stinks, but it was supposed to be a cult.
Oh.
And they rewrote the whole script because Columbine.
Right.
It was supposed to be back in Woodsboro, and it was a cult.
Yes.
And they said, we can't have it in a school.
Yeah. And it screwed it up. It goes back to, like, to me, the idea that, like, you know, the killer.
And that's where it got too soap opera-y, where it's your long-lost half-brother.
Right.
From your whore mother.
Who you just met at the beginning of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who happened to weasel his way into a giant place of power in your life.
And giant place of power in your life. And also, like, the voice changer is now, it can do all voices.
Yeah.
It's like, really? It has artificial intelligence in whatever that was, 2000. Yeah? Oh, okay. All right, good. Where can we get that voice changer? No. It's very difficult to find.
It's like, I just saw a meme about when you watched Home Alone 2 and went and got a fucking Yak Back or whatever it was called.
Talkboy.
Talkboy, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, this doesn't do that much.
Yeah.
It's tape recording.
Oh, it's a tape recorder, but for regular size tapes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nobody's getting tricked by this. And also, it's a poor quality microphone.
It's very bad, yes.
Yeah. But I had one.
Oh, yeah.
They were great. Well, Zach Amico, everybody, if you're in the area, this Saturday at 6 p.m., hit up the Museum of the Moving Image. The movie is called Bring on the Damned. Many of our friends, Zach Amico, Ian Fidance, all playing roles in this anthology independent horror movie. You can get tickets at movingimage.org. And of course, he now co-hosts the Lewis and Zach Show with Louis J. Gomez every Monday and Wednesday and Friday at noon on Gas Digital. So yeah, man, check all that stuff out.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you greatly.
It's always good seeing you. Oh, yes. And you guys should go check out Jim's new podcast, Jim Norton Can't Save You. TJ Miller is his guest today. It's on the Jim Norton YouTube channel, as well as audio everywhere. So go check out Jimmy, check out Zach, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk. It's been quite a year on Nordy and Robs, or Daddy and the Boy. I mean, Jim and Sam.
Sirius XM on your radio dial.
And while a lot of time was spent on the things we hate,
I hate college alumni.
Wow. It's time to revisit some of the things that gave us eargasms in 2024.
Every kind of gasm in the book.
What the hell is this?
From our favorite interns.
I like that they have chocolate custard and then chocolate cake. Rich, what's the difference between those?
You don't ask me.
To our favorite guests.
When it's time for Kenny G to get romantic, would you put your own music on to be romantic?
No.
And all the laughs in between.
It's like me, after comedy don't work, I turn into a hook. I lose weight, get a BBL, get some back teeth.
This is the best of the year on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
This is why you do the show. Synergy. To bring people together.
Absolutely. Hello. Good morning. Happy New Year, huh? It's the new year. Happy 2025. Can you believe we made it with all the drones and everything? So this is the best of the year, where even though it's 2025 and we're all looking forward, before we might get back on the air. Still not 100% sure what next week is going to look like, but let's stay in this week, okay? Let's just stay present. We stay in this week, and this week we're celebrating the best of the year for 2024 for Jim and Sam. So today it'll be all us talking about drones. I'm just kidding. No drones. No drones. Don't turn off the radio. We're not doing any drone stuff, okay? However, there were other big news stories. And one of my favorite things in the world is, you know, like early on, when I was maybe first starting radio, you don't realize that you say things and like an ear that is a tuned broadcaster's ear will hear you say these things. And then all of a sudden you're stuck in a position. You learn very quickly. I probably didn't get out of my internship class before I learned not to make any promises or claims that you weren't willing to back up on the air. Yet some people stay in radio for years and years and years, and they make it all the way to deep middle age, and they still have not learned the lesson. Do not say you'll do something unless you are really willing and ready to do it, especially on a show like ours, because, buddy, we got time to fill, bro. Like, we ain't stopping. There was a story. About some kid who set up a table at a college and said, I think, what was it, 25 tenders? He said he could eat 25, I think, Raising Cane's chicken tenders for lunch. And he couldn't. He stopped. 25 was the number of tenders that the original kid said he could eat, right? And so we all were like, hey, what's this guy, a rookie? I could do better than that. Literally everybody in the room said they could do. I said I could do better than that. Travis said he could do better than that. Mike said he could do better than that. Troy said he could do better than that. And then I said, Troy, are you sure? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. And like, I'm positive. I go, do you think you could do better than that in 3 hours? And everybody in the room knew what I was doing. Everybody. But I knew I could only ask Troy because he's the only one that wouldn't catch. And he goes, yeah. And here we are. Here we are. And I swear, when I explained what was going on to people, I go, yeah, we're going to do this thing where Troy has to eat the 25 tenders because we all said that anybody could finish the 25 tenders. And so everybody in my life, they go like, oh, so you're all going to eat 25 tenders? I went, no. None of us would. That's disgusting. Just Troy. So here, let's take some time, put your feet up, relax, because you don't have to eat all the chicken, and listen as Troy not only walks himself in, and you can listen to it. Nobody manipulated him. He walks himself in to agreeing to eating 25 Raising Cane's tenders, and then enjoy him eating said tenders. I will tell you this. There was a thing that went down. You know, I don't know how organized it was, but I guess somebody here in New York put up signs that they were going to eat 25 chicken tenders from Raising Cane's. And Raising Cane's is a hearty chicken tender, don't get me wrong. But look at that. They put up a flyer at Indiana University. Okay, it wasn't here in New York. It was at Indiana University. They put up a flyer and it said, watch one man attempt to eat 25 chicken fingers. This Friday, 4 p.m., Fine Arts Plaza. We're changing the culture of Indiana University, which I think is cool. You know, I think that that's a positive cultural shift for sure. But then I start looking into it. This guy draws a crowd. Like 200 people or something showed up. And, you know, I mean, he went to, usually when stuff like this happens, you have to get like chefs involved and stuff like that. But 25 tenders is not like an unreasonable amount of tenders. So I think he just went to Raising Cane's and ordered, you know, 5 orders of 5. And he was kind of good to go. Problem. Yeah, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, a family would probably go through 25 tenders. No problem. But this guy, and there was no time limit, it seemed. Like he was just going to sit there and eat 25 chicken tenders, which I feel like...
That's no sweat.
Right.
You could do that?
Yes.
With no time limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
I mean, how long would it take you?
Could you do it in 3 hours?
Probably.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, okay, so this guy, he goes for it, right? He draws a crowd and everything. And then at 19, he announces he's finished.
Oh.
He stops at 19, he stands up, he announces he's finished. This is the problem with the youth of today. They cheer him. They should have booed that man. Boo this man! What a failure. I've never seen a bigger failure. This is footage from the actual event.
This is when he ended it. This is like when Forrest Gump just stopped running. He's like, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I'm going to go home.
And then one day, I was tired of running.
Yeah, like, you don't just stop at 19 and get cheered.
Yeah, you eat those fucking tenders. You got a responsibility.
Sit there till the job's done.
Right. He couldn't handle 6 more. 6 more, that's a large order. 2 small orders.
Did he have souse?
I don't know if he had souse.
Okay.
But I could imagine.
You absolutely need souse.
You do, however, you'd have to, with 25 tenders, you'd probably have to go through, I mean...
6 or 7?
I was going to say, like, yeah, closer to 10 even.
Wow.
I was thinking,
you souse him up.
I was thinking 2 souses per 5-piece.
Wow, really?
Because it's just a little thing, yeah.
So you go through more than one for a 4-piece?
One could.
Okay.
It depends on, you know.
I like to still taste the chicken, so I generally don't.
So you're more of a light souser.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
wanted
fine.
to complement the tender and not overwhelm the tender.
Sure. But there are a lot of people that just want that mouthful of flavor.
Yeah. Well, it's good.
It's so good. Walmart has a knockoff version of it.
Do they?
So they have 2 sauces that people figured out. Like one's called like chicken tender sauce and one's called something else.
Tell me more.
There's like a chicken tender sauce and there's a fried chicken sauce. I think those are what they're called. And they're like Walmart branded sauces, except one is Chick-fil-A sauce and one is Raising Cane's sauce.
Well, I buy the Chick-fil-A sauce. That's like legit Chick-fil-A
But that's
sauce.
but this is Walmart branded. I think that's what it is. It's Chick-fil-A sauce, and I know the other one is Cane's sauce. Yeah, chicken finger dipping sauce at Walmart is Cane's sauce.
I got to get some of this.
Now, you can't order it online because people go crazy for it. But you can go to a store if there's a Staten Island Walmart.
There's not a Staten Island Walmart. There's no Walmarts in New York City limits, and Staten Island is part of New York City.
It's tough to find a Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be one outside New Jersey, but yeah. Staten Island does not have one?
No, Staten Island's part of New York. There are no Walmarts in New York City.
That blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Walmarts in Westchester.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No. They're specifically leaving Walmart out of the city.
Like if I want to go to a Walmart, even in the suburbs where I'm at, I either have to go all the way into Connecticut, like into Connecticut past Stamford, or on the other side, have to cross the bridge and go to Jersey.
I just go to Bayonne. It's super quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some of this today.
You should.
Yeah.
You should consider it. So I don't know if he had...
How many should I bring in for Troy when he eats 25 tenders tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the day?
I would say 3. Well, only thing is, because you said you could do 25 in 3 hours.
I know, but I needed like a day that like...
Today's the day.
Well, and they're not going to be fresh.
Today's the day for prep.
No. I have no.
You said you could do it.
I could. Tomorrow?
Of course tomorrow.
What you got going on tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow? Of course, you said you could do it.
I can, but I'd like for them to be fresh. They're not going to be fresh at
no, they don't open until 10.
Right.
So you're like backing out because they're not going to be fresh?
We'll heat them up.
Well, you know it's not the same.
We'll
you know it's not the same from getting them out of the oven.
We'll nuke them for you.
What about an air fryer?
What if Travis brings his air fryer in from home?
There's a difference between getting them fresh right out of the.
Yeah,
I would.
Would you bring would you bring your air fryer in from home? Travis, would you be willing today to go to Raising Cane's, get 25 tenders, refrigerate them overnight, and then tomorrow bring them back to work with your air fryer that you could plug in and air fry the tenders hot and fresh for Troy?
Yeah, like 5 at a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Throughout the show, air frying more tenders.
Yeah. I would have to clear it with my wife to make sure that I could borrow the air fryer.
Okay.
But I'm sure she'd be okay with that.
Troy, we've got the solution. The air fryer tastes fresh.
Oh, air fryer is delicious.
And tomorrow, you want me to do this tomorrow?
You said you could do it, no problem.
You said you could do it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's
25? Yeah.
You said you could do 25 in 3 hours, no problem.
You're slanging it around.
Okay, so what do I get if I do it?
And well, you said you could do it. You don't need anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey,
I'll
I'll
some
do
sort of reward.
No, because you said you could do it, so you prove it.
You know what the reward is?
What?
A delicious breakfast.
No, first of all, they're not fresh, so that's annoying.
No, they're going to be in the air fryer.
No, it's not the same.
Air fryers are great.
Air fryers are great, but there's nothing like getting it right out of the hot kitchen from.
And here's the reward. Well, you can't. That guy was eating 25, and they were just sitting there.
I got a suggestion from our boss.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to give you the 2 p.m. hour one day this week for a Tendy contest.
Would you want to do it at 2?
If you guys want to come in
2 to 5, I would come back in.
No, but we only have an hour. So we will get you tenders at 2 p.m. I'll come in at 2 p.m., but you have to do the 25 in 1 hour. Ooh. It's either you said you could do it in 3.
25 in 1 hour. Yeah, that's tough.
Well,